All right, we're back for another open forum debate. And the reason for today's open forum is that we had some interesting exchanges once again on X, as you can imagine. Basically, there was a statement that Daniel Kikuchu, who I've already debated, wants to do the debate together with I don't know who, presumably Jake, I'm not sure. And Muhammad Hijab will not do it. So he bowed out. I will hand this over to Jake and Hikikachu. I don't know why he can't defend his position. I think doesn't he brag about memorizing the Quran or something? So it seems like he would be able to debate it. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't do debates. I haven't kept up. But we've already debated Daniel and Jake. I mean, if that's what we have to end up doing, that's fine. Of course, Sam has already agreed to it. So they're like, Sam is running. So Daniel puts up a tweet saying that everyone will run. Or excuse me, that Sam will run and that I will run. Even though I've already debated both him and Jake, 99% of the comments in the comment section of Modern Day Debate, which is like thousands of comments, 99% that Daniel lost. but I'm scared. We're both scared. We're running. We're canceling. That's what Daniel claims. Let me find Daniel's tweet here. Because I mean, they're such gaslighters. They don't even they're like, you made this up. The Sam slob backed out of 2 debates. It's weird. He wets himself when he hears my name. I think J Dyer 001, which is not me, that's some black dude. And Sam told Myron that they would not debate me and Jake because it would be an instant loss. Now Daniel knows he's just saying this for attention, because we all know what the comments say underneath the Modern Day Debate channel's debate that I had with Daniel. And they're 99% laughing at Daniel. So they play these games and they gaslight everybody as if they've dominated in every debate. It's the same thing that the Roman Catholics do, right? They do this exact same thing. Even if the comments are 99% that Daniel was demolished, the Muslims go and cheer that they won the debate. And it's the same with the Jake debate. Everybody's making fun of Jake, getting mad and yelling and gibbering and shaking like he's got Parkinson's. And then they're all like, he won the bit. He won the bit. He won the bit. 1 equal 1. 1 equal 1. That's my remix. That's the remix of it right there. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and open it up because there's not much time, because the entire world will be watching Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. Are y'all familiar with those two? Have you heard of Trump or Musk yet? Many of you probably have not. They will be interviewing here soon, so we might as well get started because I'm sure everybody will be watching that instead. Andrew Meyer is in the mix. Uh-oh. Andale. Uh-oh. I was hoping the Muslims would come. They're always so loud and talking so much hot air, bravado, chutzpah, I believe is the technical term. And it's so hard to get them to come debate. Anyway, it's open forum. That means the topics are listed as Islam, Catholicism, Protestantism, Arianism, Hebrew roots, etc. If a Jewish person would like to debate, they can also call in and debate. It's open forum. Just keep your topics to those topics. That means that if you call in to ask me about your favorite poetry, reading, your whatever box wine you've had as a wine mom, I'm not interested, don't care. If you want to talk about basic FAQs, that's not for tonight. I'm not doing FAQs. That happens all the time. You can go find all your FAQs elsewhere. The topics are listed. If you want to talk about potential debates with SNEAKO, the Circles of TATE, Hijab, who has declined the debate, that's also a topic as well. Andrew.
What's up, Jay?
Hey, man.
I literally just debated Daniel on Modern Day Debate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did a screen share of my document because I was reading off my sources and such. And, I wasn't thinking that I would even be able to screen share. I didn't know I could do that. So my document was called Ha Pikachu Debate because I saw you call him Daniel Ha Pikachu.
So wait, what did you two debate?
Oh, we were discussing the Talmud. He was telling people that the Talmud gives Jews license to rape anybody they want. And, that was a very educational debate for Daniel and a lot of his viewers.
Well, no matter how you debate with Daniel and Muslims, they will immediately declare that you lost, and they will clip everything with 20-second clips. So it seems to be really just kind of a means to clipping 20-second clips is really what it ends up being.
I will say, some of the people, like the first major comment on the YouTube that got likes, it's a guy with the Kaaba, the Islamic rock, saying Andrew the Jew completely cooked. And another comment was like, I follow Daniel, I love Daniel, but like Andrew creamed and crammed him, is what the guy said. So some of them were honest because it was pretty much a shutout.
Okay, well, I'm going over here. We'll look at the comments. Anything you want to leave us with, people can go check out your debate. I'm interested to watch that.
Yeah, you said the Muhammad Hijab. The guy said that it's worse to be a Christian than a homosexual.
Right.
And in his religion, homosexuals deserve death. So that's a pretty nasty thing to say.
Hey,
and I think anybody that not paying attention to those type of statements. Like, I think everybody that believes in God, there is an alliance that can be made in the world, but we have to sort out things like that first. You got to be aware of who you're talking to. If somebody thinks that you're worse than someone that deserves death, you got to be aware of that.
So is this the debate, the one that's titled, Is the Torah's Treatment of Non-Jews Ethical? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, well, thank you, Andrew. I'll check that out.
You're a legend, bro. Thank you.
That is a debate we don't see often. Now, we did have a Jewish individual debate the other day. He and I were debating the passages in the Torah and the prophets. So the accusation that I never debate anyone who's Jewish is not true. We simply don't have that many Jews that call into debate. But we had one last week, and it went on for 30, 45 minutes. So it's just simply not true. I'm typically open to debating anybody if they're sane. I don't debate like totally crazy, wacko people, unless they're really entertaining. Then we do. So this looks like an interesting debate. I would be interested to see how this went down. Let's see what the reactions are, because I want to look really quickly at the we'll look at the reactions between the debate that I had. Not the Torah, the Talmud, modern day debate, blah, blah, blah. Daniel Hakikachu. So, let's see. A lot of Muslims. Daniel's entertaining. Daniel won. Pleasant conversation. Hakeem Olajuwon. At least Jews don't force their beliefs on each other. Well, this is a difference that I think a lot of people don't take into account, because people are always saying, why don't you debate more Jews? Jews are not really proselytizers. So their faith is not centered on making as many converts. So that's one reason why there's not a lot of Jewish debates. All Daniel does is gish gallop. I don't like either religion. Daniel is a PDF. All right. So we'll check that one out. I don't know if I've ever seen a Muslim versus Jewish debate. I've never ever seen that. So that will be interesting to see. Now let's see the comments between me and Daniel, because those are quite a hoot. Never mind, we don't have time for that. You can go read those comments on your own if you want to, because they're a hoot. Let's see. Zerky. Police be upon me. You gotta unmute, bro. Alright, we lost him. Sam Shamoun. Is he in the... You saying he's in the quay? Let me see. I don't see him on here. How are you saying Sam wants to join? Sam can join in on Twitter. Does he not use Twitter? If he wants to hop in, he can. I don't care. Okay, I know. I see your comments, but I don't have a... I'd have to switch it over to... tell Sam to join through the Twitter space, and I'll have him on. If he hops on the Twitter space, but I've already set up this stream to where my display is this, and it's not collab cam. I might could turn on collab cam. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see if Sam can join through Twitter space first. That would be the easiest. And then if he can't, I'll try to see if I can change the window capture to collab cam. I might can do that in the middle of a stream. I don't know if I've tried that before. So, but the easiest thing would be if Sam can just join the Twitter space. He messaged me on Skype. I can't play the... If I play Sam's message, it'll shut down the Twitter space. So the easiest thing is if he just joins that. Let's see. Cody. Unmute.
Hello, Jay.
Hey.
How's it going, brother?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I just wanted to talk about Protestantism, and I wanted to just bring up what do you think about the one Bible verse that says that wherever more than one gather, something like that, then I shall be there too. A lot of Protestants use that to justify the idea that the church fell away and that there was need for reformation. What do you think about that?
Well, this actually goes back to the Jewish tradition, because Jews had this idea that you need a certain number of people there to have, what's the term they use, a minyan or something like that, like a group to make up a community. I forget the exact number that they had as their idea, but the principle is true, but it still doesn't mean that there's not an appointed place for worship to occur. Does that make sense? Okay, so Sam's here. Sam, if you want to join in, you're welcome to. Let's see if I can invite him to come on.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Jay. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, in other words, you can't like take one verse kind of in exclusion to the rest of the verses. So the same principle could be true, like, with, let's say we gather together, at somebody's house to do prayers. Is God in our midst? Sure. But that doesn't mean that, then we don't need the, weekly liturgical worship of the church. Like, that would be a false either or. Because the rest of the passages after that, as we get into the New Testament, Jesus explains that the church is established around the bishops. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, the principle is true. And it is also, it's like John 4, where Jesus says that worship will no longer just be in Jerusalem. When the Messiah has come, he says to the woman at the well, worship will be done to the Father all over the world, right? Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Okay.
So in other words, the rest of the passage also inform this. It's not a denial of the place for liturgical worship. Like, I mean, Jesus doesn't mention the Lord's Supper in that passage, right? So would we conclude from that, oh, well, I guess the Lord's Supper is not necessary because this verse doesn't mention that. It just says get together and pray.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Protestants take an inch and run a mile with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a little starstruck being here with you and Sam as well. That's so
Can
awesome.
anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, Sam?
Hey, brother, what's up? Yeah, I was told you're calling out the Muslims, so I wanted to come
Sure.
and join you for that segment because I'm also live streaming. But
Okay.
what's going on with the Muslims, buddy? Talk to me, Jay.
Yeah, we got an open forum here. I don't know how many Muslims are in the space. It's always kind of a random thing as to who shows up. I've invited multiple Muslims to come today. I don't know if they will. Let's see if we got a Muslim here.
Yeah, because I want to set the record straight because I know
Yeah, please do.
lying about you and me. I know I got to be careful what I say because I got 2 strikes on YouTube, and Daniel Hakikachu is responsible for the first one.
Oh, no.
So if I get a third one in the next 90 days, my account will be deleted. So I got to be careful what I say because I'm on YouTube now because they just told me you're live. Set the record straight. I have the receipts. Donnie for Standing for Truth. I reached out to him. And I even have the receipts for Modern Day Debate, a platform I will never work with because he turned out to be dishonest. But I challenge Daniel Hakikachu, and I got the receipts. I got the emails, and Donnie can confirm. I challenge Daniel Hakikachu to debate me on 4 topics. One topic was Muhammad's view of the Bible. And I'm going to explain why I always start with that. Second topic would be the Quran. Is it filled with contradictions and errors? Third topic, we would discuss whether the Trinity is found in Scripture. Fourth topic, whether Islam teaches pure monotheism. So this is my challenge. Now, I understand that Daniel is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I hope the Muslims are hearing this because I would love for him to show up now and put me in my place because he claims I'm running. He comes back and accepts 3, and then he wants to debate about the authenticity of Scriptures. Now, Jay, you're a master of logic. I'm not. I try to stay with Scripture. I'm not that good at logic. If I challenge you to debate me, Muhammad's view of the Bible, and then you come back and propose a topic, the authenticity of the Christian Scriptures, am I missing something here? Is there a disconnect? Because if I'm debating you, Muhammad's view of the Bible, to show you that Muhammad taught that the Bible is uncorrupt, but then you want to then debate me again on the authenticity of Scriptures, that means either this man didn't get it or he wants to do jihad against Muhammad, because once I established that Muhammad taught that the Bible is uncorrupt, he cannot attack the Bible if he's going to stay a Muslim. Now, am I missing something here? Help me with logic, Jay. I'm not that sharp.
Well, I wouldn't even say I'm an expert in logic, but I mean, I know enough basic principles of, fallacies that there's certain things that they won't touch. We know that they're not going to debate you on anything textual. They'll only debate what they think is a safe space. So, for example, Jake's never going to debate anything textual, nothing to do with anything revelation in Scripture or anything like that. He admittedly would not do well there. So Jake's only interested in, quote, metaphysics, but I don't even think Jake understands metaphysics very well based on what we debated. Now, another thing I want to touch on too, Sam, is that people were misunderstanding all the Muslims today on Twitter because Myron's tweet ended up getting like 600,000 views, and that they misunderstood that. They thought that you were only calling out SNEAKO and Uthman. You were offering one-on-one debates with all the people that you called out, and you agreed to a 2 versus 2 with me as well.
Yes. Let me set that straight. Jake did something. He put a video mocking me about my analogies for the Trinity. Now, I promised Jake, and I hope he's listening, I had promised Jake that I wouldn't attack him personally because Jake, it's public, he has MS. So I want to extend grace to him and pray for him that God will use that to bring him to the truth, and that because he's young, MS is not something to laugh at. So I promised him, look, I'm not going to make it personal with you. We're going to keep it professional. Well, he did a video, brought up a clip mocking me about my Trinitarian analogies. And you know how it is, being Middle Eastern, Assyrian, hot-blooded. May God constrain me so I don't sin in my anger. I said, okay, Jake, I'm going to now call you out. You and I got to debate mano y mano. You and I are going to debate. I'm going to contact Donnie for Standing for Truth. He's one of the most fair moderators on the planet, Standing for Truth. and I'm going to be doing a live stream where I'm going to call you out first. Now, I guess that part they didn't put on Twitter, but it's on my YouTube and Rumble. I'm challenging you to debate me Muhammad's view of the Bible, and then whether the Bible teaches the Trinity, and whether Islam teaches pure monotheism. But we have to start with the foundational one, Muhammad's view of the Bible. I contact him. He goes, okay. Then in that video, I said that I doubt Jake will have the courage to debate me on that. He can then bring Daniel Hakikachu to join him on these 3 topics, and I'll do those 2 against me, and I go call my bluff. And I'm challenging SNEAKO and Uthman and Muhammad to debate me on these 3. That's something different from you and I. I agreed to join you, and it can be anyone on the planet. Let him bring Shibr Ali. I will join you on Fresh and Fit. I will follow your lead to debate any of them. So now that it's clear, stop the lies, Muslims. Stop misrepresenting the facts. So, Jay, you let me know if anyone accepts. I know you already schooled Daniel Hakikachu, and you already owned Jake. And I saw that Muhammad Ajab wants to run. But if Muhammad Ajab wants to bring Daniel, I don't mind him and Daniel, you and I. But you set the parameters, right?
Yeah, I think
Can I say something?
they said. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Sam. I just don't see the issue. I am Muslim, so I'm biased, but
You are
not accepting a 2-on-2 on modern day debates, which is pretty much the debate platform.
No, that's actually a lie. Have you seen my emails when I publish them, or you're going to lie like a good taqiyist? Did you see the emails?
What lie did I make? I didn't even make a statement.
No, because you said modern day debate. I actually agreed to modern day debate to debate Daniel Hakichu, and I proposed the 4 topics.
I'm not
But because
talking
you
about
did
what
that-
happened in the past. I'm talking about this 2v2 that is being presented
That's
now.
why would we do it
I'm
on modern day
saying
debate?
on
That's-
modern day
I'm
debate?
saying-
No,
why
I'm
would
saying
we do that
you-
on modern day debate when
No.
that's already going to be
It's-
on Myron's
Yeah,
show?
and let me correct you. Maybe you didn't listen the first 10 times. After modern day debate proved that he's not a man of integrity, I won't go on his channel. Now, if they want to do a 2-on-2, Fresh and Fit, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Fresh and Fit?
Okay. I mean, that seems.
That seems in your world, kissing a black stone seems like monotheism. We don't care what it seems to you. Get them
Okay.
to go 2-on-2 on Fresh and Fit.
Amazing manners, dude.
Yeah, yes, no, much better manners than Muhammad, who mounted a 9-year-old and had you do muta and had you rape captive women. Go
So-
back to the black stone, young man. Anyway, Jay,
Okay.
you let
yeah.
me know when the pagans are bold enough to step up to the plate and debate you and I.
Yeah.
And if you need me to come back, if they join, just let me know on Skype. I'll join you, because I just wanted to set the record straight, because I'm on a live stream. But I will
Right.
interrupt it to come if they come up, and if you want me to join you.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got Muslims coming in if they want to debate.
Oh yeah, if they want to, yeah. But are they going to do it, or are they going to start whining and making excuses?
So Jay, I wanted to talk to you if that's okay.
Well, why can't you don't want to talk to the both of us? I'll bring another Muslim up.
Yeah, bring
I
it.
mean, I guess this topic would kind of not be for
Sam Shampoo running from Uthman, huh?
Oh, I'm
you
running,
run from
yeah,
Uthman, now you on Muslim Lantern?
Yes,
What's going
I'm
on,
running
Sam
from
Shampoo?
Uthman. I'm running from Blackstone.
Hey, clip this shit up. Hey, why'd you run away from Uthman Balboa Park? It was 3 of you guys. It was the crook, David Wood. Come on, I know my people. I know this.
Come on.
Why'd
Jay,
you run away, huh?
drop
You
this
run away
guy,
from your
Jay.
brothers.
He's
Your 3
he's not.
Trinitarian brothers.
Let me lick the Blackstone. Become poor Khalid. He's listening to this. Khalid,
Jay-
Danny, I respect you, man. I'm
Jay,
sorry.
I was trying to
In front of
something that
Uthman, you
was-
run away, but in
benefit
your
the
kitchen,
audience.
you call everybody out. You call
Behind
everybody
Aisha,
out.
your prophet didn't run away when he mounted her.
Why do you like to run away and call Muslims out in
I
your
want to
kitchen?
be
huh?
like Muhammad, who didn't do it from the front, but he went behind Aisha and wore her dress.
What about your wife? I heard about your wife. You smacking your wife, nigga. You talking about the
All right.
prophet's wife. What about
So-
your wife? What about your wife?
Hey,
We
look.
don't talk about wives now.
So
right?
if we're gonna do it, so how is he
You
running?
can't say out your wife,
How
nigga.
is he running if we're gonna do
Clip
it?
this shit up,
All right,
guys.
this
Clip shit
guy.
up. This nigga is representing.
This guy is
Come
ridiculous.
on, bro. This is a joke. He ran away from Uthman.
He didn't run.
Hey Jay, so I kind of wanted to ask you some questions that would, benefit the audience, and I'm here with sincerity because I view you as somebody that's like relatively intellectual, like the same.
All right, well,
as,
get to the question. What's the question?
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand. So if you have 3 persons with one nature, which is divine, and you have 3 persons with one nature, which is, human. How is that not three gods the same way it is three humans?
Because it's an analogy, and all analogies break down at certain points. The point precisely at which the analogy breaks down is that the three persons are not separate beings like three humans are separate beings. So the analogy is just between the relationship of nature to person, not three separate beings. So in the same way, you understand that as a Muslim, you believe the same thing about the attributes.
Just one second, just before we get into that, I kind of want to understand your view more. So is the being numerically identical, meaning object 1 and object 2 have every single thing about them the same?
No, or else they wouldn't be distinct persons.
So the being is not numerically identical to God.
You don't understand that something can be similar and different in different ways. They don't have to all, it's not an either or. That's what an analogy is. So you're confusing the analogy as if everything in the created aspect that's an analogy to what we're talking about has to match up one to one. And it's not that way.
I don't see what created has to do with this, though.
You said three human beings. Those are creatures.
No. I asked you about God and the same being.
Yeah, but your original question was an analogy to three human beings and three divine persons. That was that's an analogy. Do you understand what hold on, let's rewind. Do you know what an analogy is, first of all?
Yeah, sure.
What?
It's comparing things to show the same point.
But there's also what? Is it a one-to-one?
An analogy should be one-to-one.
No, that's not an analogy.
Okay.
So you don't even know basic grammar.
So there isn't a way to represent with a sound analogy what you're trying to.
So there's univocal predication, equivocal predication, and there's an analogical predication. So what you said is that there's a one-to-one, right? That's not analogy. That's different.
No, that's regarding numerical identity, right? I asked you, is God numerically identical to the being, the one being?
The word being is just like the word God. It can pick out different things. It's a generic term. It's not a proper noun, okay? And that's your mistake, is that you think that it only picks out one thing. But even in your own theology, it picks out different things because you think Allah has attributes, and you think that. I can just ask you if you think the attributes are possess aseity.
And I have a question for him about that. Hopefully, you can defend us.
Yes. So I'm still.
Can I ask him a question, Jay?
About my own theological school, so I don't really have a response.
What?
I'm responding to Jay.
Oh, well, no, Jay's let me ask you a question to see your consistency. I know you want to run. It's okay. So
how is saying that I don't have?
Can I ask the question?
I don't have enough knowledge regarding my own theological school.
And you don't have enough knowledge of Jay's theological tradition, but what you
That's why I'm asking him questions.
No, you're not asking questions to learn. Because every time he tries to explain and clarify, see, this is the problem, Jay. They just want to talk over people. So the coward doesn't want to defend his own polytheism, pretending to
No, Sam, I was having a good conversation with Jay. You're literally like...
Jay, are you having a good conversation?
You're having like...
Well, the conversation is... Outbreak. Look, I mean, you're confusing analogical predication with univocal predication. So univocal means in the same sense. So if I said that the threeness of human beings is identical to the threeness of divine persons, that would be univocal predication. That's a one-to-one. An analogy is when there's aspects of it that are similar and aspects that are not similar. Hence, analogy.
So I guess...
Do you understand that? But do you understand that you do the same thing in Islam when you talk about Allah having similarities to creatures, even though your Quran says in 42 that there's no similarities between Allah and creatures? You do the same thing. You understand that?
Yeah, but
he's committing shirk, by the way. Let me explain to you how he's committing shirk.
Oh my God, dude. Sam, you're
why he's committing shirk.
Jay, if he's on your team, man, good luck on the debate.
Yeah. Okay, Jay, let me explain to you as they try to talk over, because that's what they do. They try to dominate and bully. That's what narcissists do. In the Quran,
I'm just trying to talk to Jay.
No, well,
dude, you're not smart.
Like chapter 42, verse 11, chapter 112:4 says, "There's nothing comparable to Allah." A form of shirk is when you try to liken Allah to creatures, and this is what you've been trying to hammer to him. That when he used the analogy of three human beings and somehow derived from that that the Trinity is identical, because you kept saying an analogy means there's similarities and differences. He's now likening God to creation, which is a form of shirk in Islamic theology. But he wouldn't know that because, remember, he pleaded ignorance about it.
Amazing argument, Sam. Amazing.
Okay, now tell me about the Quran. Is it uncreated or created?
Yo, Jay, I mean, is there any
So
way
you're not
that
going to
I can
answer
talk
the,
to
what
you
about the Quran?
one-on-one? Or
Yeah,
is there any way that I can talk to you
Is it
one-on-one?
uncreated or created?
Yeah.
I'm not here to debate Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. What are you talking about? You're calling the Trinity into question. Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm trying
Quran
to understand
uncreated,
your view, dude. That's it. I don't want to talk
created.
to you.
Well,
Is there any way
what's
to
wrong with? Okay, well,
contact
do you want me to
you?
ask you Sam's question? How about I just ask you Sam's question then?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm really not interested in that, right?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same principle. Is Allah one or many?
So Jay, ask on my behalf. You'll be my agent, Shaliah. Is the Quran created or uncreated? See if he's going to answer.
This
Can you
is
do that
so.
for me,
This
Jay?
is so silly. He's right here. You can hear what Sam's saying. Come on, man. What do you think?
Well, yeah,
I'm not talking to Sam.
All right.
Oh,
Jay, do you have
okay.
someone else that wants to engage us? Because he's not. He's not.
Well, Dr. Khalil's here. Let's see what Dr. Khalil says.
Oh, he's this guy's a beast. I like this guy. Is he here?
Yep.
Yeah, look, I just want to say
I'm
hi,
waiting
guys.
for your notes. Are you going to send me your notes?
I'm still getting things together, but I had a comment for RJ. So RJ, you can't go attacking their theology when you don't have your own together.
I love you, man.
You're just hypocritical. Like if you believe that God's attributes are uncreated, eternal, and they're not identical to God, and they're not other than God, you can't go attacking a Trinitarian for believing something very similar about his divine persons. I mean, you just can't do that.
Dr. Khalil, just so my audience know who you are. Dr. Khalil and Danny, he is an Ismaili, an Islamic philosopher. He actually debated Jake on the incoherence of Tawheed. This man is brilliant, and I'm not saying it to say it. He is. I'm waiting for your notes, and it would be an honor if you feel that I'm good enough to have you to bring you on, because I know David Wood brought you on, because as an Ismaili, you actually believe that Christ was crucified, did die, but his soul is alive. Am I correct?
Yes. Okay. And we're not the only ones who believe that. There are other Muslims, historically, a minority, who held this view too.
You have my contact face because I reached out to you for your notes. If you ever want to come on and talk about your Ismailism, your view of God, that it's nothing like the Atharis, and you have problems with it, and if you want to talk about that the Quran does not categorically deny that Christ was killed via crucifixion, it'd be an honor for me to bring you on and interview you. So
Well,
please,
everyone should also watch Jake's debate with Dr. Khalil too. I watched that many times, so that was a great debate.
Yep.
So speaking of debates, in the spirit of friendly discourse and not ad hominem, I responded to your guys' debate challenge, and I've offered a 3-on-3 debate between 3 of you and 3 of my people, again in a friendly academic spirit. It's in a tweet, and I've also proposed, because you guys don't know much about our position and we don't know so much about yours, so I've also proposed that not only do we debate it again in a proper way, but I also have proposed long before the debate, a public discovery session where we would meet online, and then we just have like an open Q&A with each other on, okay, what is your position on this? What is your position on that? I don't expect you to answer this right now, but think about it. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. It's fine.
I'm open to anything. I'm always open to that kind of stuff. I'm open to it.
I'm all for it. Just one thing, remember, Khalid, my specialty for TATE, just so they know my background, is scriptural exegesis. The philosophical whiz would be Jay. So if I do discussions, I prefer to make it textual based. So I would be more than happy to you bring in 2 others. Jay's got me with him. He can bring someone else. Let's do this. So, but
yeah, so I respond. I don't know which debate, because you guys have been proposing like 3-4 topics. I can't keep track, so I just responded to Trinity, like your Trinity model versus our Neoplatonic Tawhid model. Okay. We can again think about it. We're happy to discuss the specifics what it would cover, whether it would be just philosophy, metaphysics, or whether it would be scripture and metaphysics. I mean, we can talk about that. But it's just it's an open call, and it would be a debate in the technical sense. Yes. But it won't be a debate in this popular sense where everyone just, we're just trying to like score points like WWE or something. Like, we're not interested in that. What we're interested in is sort of like a proper exchange of each group's position is very clear, the arguments for and against. And if you want an idea of what I'm talking about, I've debated, and I put this in quotes, I've debated David Wood a couple times, right?
Yes, I've seen it.
And I've debated Joshua Sijuwade, yes. Right? Also. And this is what I have in mind. So, yeah, we have different views, and I'm not going to pretend I have the same view as you and vice versa. But it would be a proper sort of more of an academic debate. Like, when we see, I'm sure you've seen Christian philosophers debate each other on YouTube. Yeah, they're pretty nice to each other. They're civil. Nobody insults the other person's mother or whatever it is. This is the type of stuff.
By the way, Dr. Khalil, just for the record, I was challenging the Da'is. And
I understand that. I understand. I totally see it. I know what you guys are doing, and I'm not part of that industry.
Exactly.
But, my agenda and for my colleagues is we occasionally will involve ourselves in this because we want to raise a discourse, and frankly, we're tired of a marginal Salafi theology. Because Salafis are marginal. Like, their theology is marginal. This is not even the majority of Sunnis. So we're sort of tired of this sort of like dominating the airwaves. It sort of becomes old. I mean, Jay beat Jake's Salafism. I beat Jake's Salafism. It's just getting old now. They just keep
getting... And Bo Branson, right?
Yeah, and Bo Branson beat it too. So how many losses are these guys going to take? I think it's time for the more intellectually grounded and philosophically sophisticated positions to dialogue. And this is even what some academics have said. They've said that, look, if the dialogue partner of Christianity was this spiritual, philosophical Islam, everything would be quite different. And I think that's true.
I agree with you, Doctor. And I want people to know you are not among these da'is. You are respectful. And I'm not just saying to say it. I've seen your work. You are professional.
Sammy, the irony of what you're saying is that the term da'i as a title was invented by the Ismailis.
Wow.
Historically.
Is your language?
Yeah, dawa and dai as formal titles of people and activity. This is an Ismaili invention. Nobody before the Ismailis called themselves dais and did dawa. Of course, our dawa is different, but yeah.
I'm sorry that they hijacked that term, but I want people to know this man is a professional Islamic philosopher. Watch his discussions, very profound. In fact, my first introduction to you, you may not know this. Years ago, you had a symposium on Christology. You were representing Ismailism, Shabir Ali, the Sunni position, and he had Tony Costa, and you had a Catholic representing the Protestant Catholic view of Jesus Christ. Do you remember that?
I remember it very well. The video is still on my
Excellent discussion. It was excellent. That's kind of professional dialogue and debate. Superb, because you gave your position, Shabir gave his position, Tony Costa gave his position, and I forget the Catholic man's name, but it was 4 perspectives on Jesus. Superb.
Correct. Yeah.
So my hats off to you. You are a professional and you are a gentleman.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, the offer's there. Okay. And again, take your time. We're happy to discuss specifics at a later time. We're in no rush. So if this doesn't happen for months, it's not a problem. But we're just putting it out there.
You got it. So Jay, it's in your court. If you ever want me to join in this discussion, I'll do the technical stuff. I'm here to do that because you're the philosopher. I'm the textual guy. Not saying that I'm great, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, appreciate that, Dr. Khalil. Appreciate that, Sam. You guys are all welcome to... I'm happy to set something up down the road for sure.
Now, Brother Jay, if you don't have any Muslims want to debate us,
there's a whole crew of Muslims.
But are they going to talk or are they going to insult and cuss out?
Let's see who's next. All right. Go ahead, Hassan.
All right, here we go.
Gotta unmute, man.
All right, here we go.
Hassan, unmute if you want to talk.
Guys, get ready for the attacks and insults. Guys, get ready.
Hassan Shibli, unmute if you want to talk, man.
By the way, for those on my channel, Ismailism, I don't want you to confuse it with Sunni Islam. In fact, Dr. Khalid is more qualified to speak of his branch of Islam. it's comes out of the Shia tradition. So Ismailism, right? And so sadly, they've been persecuted by Sunni Muslims. So this is a group that's been targeted and persecuted by Sunni Muslims. So he's not like these Sunni, I don't know what the term, I don't want to use Da'i anymore because it's from them. They were persecuted and harassed by the larger Sunni community. So I thank God for him because he puts them in their place philosophically, textually. But go ahead.
Hassan, unmute. Do you want to talk? All right, we'll move on if you're not going to talk.
Everyone okay over here on YouTube? And go ahead.
Stott, what's up? Unmute. Stott, you want to talk? Unmute, man.
Oh, salam alaikum. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
I don't know.
So to preface, I'm not a Muslim. I have perennialist leanings, but I would like to ask your opinion on Sufi tradition, particularly the doctrine of wahdat al-wujud, or unity of being. It's a sort of panentheist metaphysic put forth by Ibn
I just did a talk. I did a talk on that the other day. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh.
No, I just wanted to say so people know what he's talking about. Islamic panentheism, I call it. But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, the core idea is that everything that exists is a reflection of God's essence.
Right, that's a Neoplatonic idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's derived from Neoplatonism. It had a great deal of influence on the Arabic world at that time.
Yep. That's why you should talk to Dr. Khalil and Danny, because that's what his position is.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I would critique it by the traditional critiques of Neoplatonism. And many of the church fathers actually combated Neoplatonism in various forms. So there's quite a few of those. Basil critiques it. Athanasius critiques it. In fact, the Cappadocians argue that Neoplatonism is really the root of most of the Christological and Trinitarian errors. There's a great essay written by an Orthodox theologian, how Eunomius' position relies on Neoplatonism. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, I'm shocked to hear that, because my existing notions of Eastern Orthodoxy were like through, Pseudo-Dionysus and the like, who were greatly influenced by apophatic theology, which is in turn derived from Plotinus and such.
Well, I mean, the fact that there's overlap at times does not mean that ultimately the theology is derived from that or based on that. In fact, Basil argues probably more than any of them against Neoplatonism.
I see. Okay.
And the paper I would recommend to you, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I think it's called something like Eunomius' Reliance on Plotinus. Let me see if I can find it. It's a really good paper to make this point. It's written by a guy with a gigantic crazy Greek name. Let me see.
Love those.
Yeah, right. It's at academia.edu, so let me go over there and search. What is the name of that paper? Let me think for a second here.
Well, while you're occupied, I don't mean to bombard you with questions, but what do you make of the traditionalist school? I'm sure you're familiar with, say, Seraphim Rose and such. But what do you think of that specific branch of perennial philosophy, Gano, Shuon, Kumaraswamy, and the like?
Yeah, I have a shelf of their works back here behind me. I had an interest in that in my 20s. I read a few of their books. But no, I think Orthodox Christianity is incompatible with traditionalism, perennialism. Although I did just do a lecture on it the other day, by the way. Let's see.
Oh.
Yes. Let me look some more, and I'll try to find that paper and link it underneath this. Did you want to say something else, Dr. Khalil? Dang it, that's not it. Thought that was it. So it's in our Discord server. I know we have the paper. I just can't find the public link to it. And I've read it 3 times. I can't remember that Greek dude's name though. All right, tell you what. Let me look really quick in the Discord server in the PDF bank, and I can find it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here it is. The paper is called Plotinus and Eunomius, a parallel theology of 3 hypostases. That's it.
I just cited that paper 2 weeks ago at a conference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was trying to tell them that
okay.
Eunomius and Plotinus, the Eunomian theology is very similar to
Yes.
Plotinus. And somebody was like, no, it's not. And I was like, yes, it is. And then I cited the paper.
Yeah, here's the paper. I finally found it. If you're looking for it, right there it is. And it's in the chat there. And then I'll try to put it underneath this chat later on. Did you want to say something else, Dr. Khalil?
Yeah, just on this topic of apophasis, but is it not the case that in Orthodoxy, like, your guys' position on the divine essence, like, is apophasis?
Correct. That's why we have the energies doctrine, because in the essence we don't know. The energies come down to us, as Basil says.
But when you say God, is God essence plus energies, or God is just essence?
Energies are actions of God, so they're not composite parts. They're actions that God does, or they're attributes.
Sorry, the energies are actions or attributes?
Both.
Okay, but then, like, you know, the Sunnis, the Asharis and Maturidis, like, they'll say openly, because Ali says that, the term Allah refers to the essence and the attributes together. So for you, like, the term God, does it only refer to the essence?
No, it picks out any of those things. God picks out, the word God can pick out person, it can pick out essence, or it can pick out energy or attribute operation.
Does it pick out, like, does it ever pick out, like several of these things?
It picks them all out.
Like, all at the same time, or is it sort of just, sometimes it'll mean essence, sometimes it'll mean...
Well, I mean, depending upon the context or the debate that's being had. For example, when Palamas debates with the Roman Catholics, it's typically, he's talking about it as the word God as an energy, or the word, because God, if it refers to existence, the Cappadocians often say is an energy. If it's picking out the divine essence, even though we don't know it, and then it's picking out the essence. So it just depends on the context. There's no like one-to-one only referring to this idea of what the word God is. In fact, that's why we're always pointing out that in Scripture it's even it's even used of humans and angels. They're called gods at times.
is in your theology is the divine essence is concrete, right? Like it's not just abstract.
Yes, it only exists in the mode of the persons that have that essence. So it doesn't exist in any kind of higher abstract Platonic idea or form or realm. So the essence only exists in the mode of the person of the Father and the Son and the Spirit. It doesn't exist like above them. They don't participate in it. It exists in them, as the word that we use is in hypostatic, in the mode of. And we would say the same thing, for example, of human nature as an analogy. Human nature doesn't exist in the abstract, like in a Platonic form. It exists in the mode of each individual person or hypostasis that possesses that human nature. But we think there is a distinction between nature and person.
Is it a real distinction?
Yeah, we don't think distinctions entail composition or division.
No, but it's a real distinction, or is it just like a mental distinction?
No, it's a real distinction because, for example, we don't believe you can participate in God's essence, but we do believe that grace is a participation in God's energies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the energies, you said, like, is attribute and energy just like two terms for the same, or are some of these energies attributes and some of them actions?
Well, it depends on, again, it depends on what the context is. For example, the action of God creating the world is a unique action at one point, and so God is not continually creating another world, at least as far as we know of. Other things like, for example, in John 17, Jesus says that he came to give us a share in God's glory. So we would say God's glory is an uncreated energy that we really participate in, but it's distinct from the action of creating the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So some of these energies are like temporal then?
No, the energies themselves are not temporal, but they have one point in time reference, you could say. So, for example, in Genesis it says God rested from his works, and so when Palamas has this debate with the Latins, the debate ends up hinging on, at one point, what does it mean for God to rest from creating? Well, Palamas argues that it means that God didn't have to keep creating. It wasn't an emanation. It was a decision that he did by will at one point at one time. And God can do many things. He doesn't have to just do one thing at all times.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if we have an open colloquium or whatever, I'm happy to, answer or explain any of those kinds of questions. Did you want to come back and speak? I forget what your name was. RJD.
Yo, what up, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just a quick response to Khalil. Can you explain how asking somebody what their position is attacking their beliefs?
Well, I think he's saying that you came on to debate, and so it's a debate forum.
I didn't come on to debate. I literally just want to know what you believe.
Well, but it's listed as a debate, so typically people that pop in, we assume it's a debate.
Okay, I thought that was referring to saying that you're going to have a debate to SNEAKO, TATE.
Oh, no. Say, I open this up for everybody to call in a debate, typically.
Okay. So, yeah, Khalil, I'm not here to attack anyone's belief. I'm here to understand their beliefs, which is exactly why I did not want to defend my view of Islam, because I don't even know if I'm an Eshari or an Ethari. So how could I defend something that I don't even have a position on yet?
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No, I just, that was it.
Okay.
All right, have a...
Appreciate it, dude. Tech Blue, what's up, man?
Hi, how are you doing?
What's up, man? Yeah, Sam can come back if he wants to. People in the chat are saying that he left. I mean, I thought he was just busy doing another stream. He can come back if he wants to. I don't care.
I am in the park, so there's going to be some noise if that don't mind you.
You sound good to me. Go ahead.
Okay. So my first question is, I don't understand how Jesus fulfills the law. What does it mean?
Well, I mean, I would say there's a couple senses to what it means. In one sense, it's a reference to his own divinity. And so by being the Son of God, he can't do evil. He does no wrong. He's a perfect being. And so by being the divine Son of God, every action that he does is virtuous, every action that he does is righteous and according to the law, because we believe that Jesus gave the law. We believe that the burning bush in Exodus 3, if you compare that to Exodus 23, that's actually Jesus. We think that he is the second person of the Godhead present in the burning bush. He even makes this argument to the Pharisees in John 5 through 9. So that's our position on how he's, just as a virtue of being a divine person, a kind of living embodiment of the Torah. He is the living embodiment of the divine word. He is the divine word. And so when he's incarnate, or when he's a theophany in the Old Testament, he, just by virtue of his divinity, quote, fulfills the law. However, in the sense of like the ceremonies that God gave. So if you think about in the Torah, when Moses is given the ceremonies of how to do the Levitical law with the temple, the altar, the priesthood, the sacrifice, the bronze sea where they would do the washings, all of that animal sacrifice stuff, or like the Passover and Exodus, those are all fulfilled in the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. So in the sense of fulfilling the Levitical law in the ceremonies, we think Christ fulfills those by his death, burial, and resurrection. He's the Paschal Lamb. He's the fulfillment of Pentecost. All of those rituals and feast days that the Jews had, we believe that that's all pointing to what Christ would do. And so a lot of the New Testament is devoted, for example, to explaining Christ's fulfillment of those Levitical laws and ceremonies. Particularly like the whole book of Hebrews is dedicated just to this. Even the Sabbath is fulfilled, we think, in the rest that Christ did when he died. So when he died on Good Friday, that's a fulfillment of the Sabbath rest. And then he rises to an eighth day resurrection. That's a fulfillment of the eternal Sabbath. So in other words, every one of those Levitical ceremonial things, we think Christ, for the most part, fulfilled in his lifetime and in his death, burial, and resurrection, and then in the establishment of the church. So that's why we think Old Testament Israel is a type of the New Testament church that exists throughout the world.
But I still don't understand the link. So are you saying that because he was perfect and he gave the law, that in a sense he can choose to end it in some way?
Well, it's not ended in the sense that the moral meaning, even behind the ceremonial laws, continues on. For example, if you read Paul's epistles, he'll say stuff like, when it says not to sew two patches onto a garment, or not to sow two seeds in a field, he says that's a spiritual principle that still continues on. So the Old Testament, for example, unclean animals, those were for us symbolic of vices and the demonic. So we avoid the unclean animals in the spiritual sense of avoiding the vices. So for us, even the ceremonial laws continue on in their spiritual meaning. They're just not continued on in their literal sense of everybody in the world having to submit to Levitical ceremonies. Because if you know Judaism, you know that Jews don't believe that the law was made for everybody. It's not made for the whole world. It's only made for Jews. And so in our view agrees with that. And we say that if Judaism was going to spread to the whole world, and that's what we think Orthodox Christianity is, it's the true Judaism for the whole world, not rabbinical Judaism, distinct, then it has to adopt certain things that allow it to spread to the whole world. And we think that Christ absolutely decided upon that because he has that authority as the divine Son of God. And then this is partly the logic of the reasoning of the Jerusalem Council in Acts 15, is that they realized that if this is going to be Judaism for the whole world, then we might want to look to a covenant where people were made righteous before Abraham or before Moses. How was anyone made righteous before Abraham or Moses? Well, let's look to Noah. And that's why Acts 15 specifically goes to the Gentile Noah to say, if Noah could be righteous before God, then we ought not expect anything more for the Gentiles converting than what was expected of Noah. And that's the whole of Acts 15.
Yeah, because Jews think that it's just all about the law, and they don't think before it. And my other question is, one argument I've seen that Sheikh Uthman said is that if Jesus had two, he has a human part and a divine essence, when he died, where did the human and the divine separate?
Right. So, yeah, this is covered in John Damascus, Book 3. If you go all the way down to the last part of On the Orthodox Faith of Book 3 of John Damascus, he gives a whole exposition of our position on this in a very brief 3 or 4 paragraphs. I highly recommend it for those who want to just read a few paragraphs. But in short, we believe that, no, the divine person of the Son was never separated from the human nature because he's a divine person. So he possesses omniscience as a divine person. He descended in the soul, the human soul that he assumed, into Hades. We believe Hades is a realm of the dead. So when Christ descended into Hades as the divine person to that human soul that he assumed, the human soul is separated from the human body, but Christ is the divine person, divine subject. So there's not a human person. It's a divine person with a human soul, and he went into the realm of the dead, to Hades, to preach the gospel to the dead, and then to raise those people in the resurrection. And that's what we think is, that's why Peter says that he preached to the spirits in Hades.
And finally, if you don't mind,
yeah,
it's a question about Psalm 110. I've seen on the website Jew for Judaism that they explain the sentence, "You are made a priest forever by the order of Melchizedek."
Right.
That Melchizedek, it's just a title of a king. So when you say you, like the son of David, are going to be a priest forever under order of Melchizedek, is like you're going to be an administrator by the like of a rightful king.
Yeah, I mean, Jews have all kinds of explanations to try to get around passages that would make the Messiah prophet, priest, and king, and particularly with the person of Christ. So I don't doubt they have all kinds of ways to try to say that the Messiah, when he comes, will be like David and a descendant of David, and that he won't actually have a priesthood. Well, we think he actually has a priesthood, because the argument of Paul in Hebrews 7 about this passage is that Christ's priesthood is superior to the Aaronic, because Abraham, in whose loins was his descendant Levi and Aaron, right? That he gave obeisance to Melchizedek. So Melchizedek is superior. So of course a Jew would want to downplay this passage, because this means that the Aaronic priesthood is inferior to the Melchizedekian. But the whole argument of Hebrews 7 is that Christ's priesthood is superior to the Aaronic.
But anyway, what the Jew will say is that those statements are made after, like, the Jews at the time didn't have this whole thing about Melchizedek and everything. They're going to point to passages like when Peter didn't understand why Jesus had to die. They're going to say that the Messiah at this time wasn't understood to be a sacrifice.
No, but that's not true. That's why the Jews have to, that's why the Talmudic position is that there's 2 Messiahs, Messiah ben Joseph and Messiah ben David, one of whom dies.
Is that the majority statement?
It's the Talmudic rabbinical teaching.
All right.
I mean, Reformed Jews won't believe that, but if they're Orthodox or Rabbinic Jews, they will.
All right. That's all for me.
Yeah, those are great questions. Great questions. Appreciate that. Shout out to John Pro. What's up, man? And then we'll go to Hamza next. How you doing, dude? Looks like it's having a hard time connecting. If you want to pop out, pop back in. I'll go back to you, John. Let's see. Hamza, what's up?
Yeah, hi, bro. Is my voice clear?
Yeah.
I was watching Sam Shamoun's live yesterday, and he was giving analogies about the Trinity. And one of the analogies he gave is the car analogy. And this analogy is saying that, for example, the Trinity is like a car. A car has parts, and these parts, the engine, the wheel, I don't know, and these parts are like the Son, Jesus, and Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and the Father. But for me, this is a heresy. This is a partialism, because when you say the car has engine and has wheel and has so on,
I understand it's parts. I understand. Created things are composite. God's not composite. We all believe that. So he's just making an analogy between something can be one and many at the same time, just like you believe about the attributes.
Yeah, but the engine is not the car, but Jesus is God. So the essence in the Trinity, the essence in the Trinity is the nature being God, but the essence in the car analogy must be also the car. But the engine is not the car. The wheel is not the car.
Well, he's just making right. So the analogy breaks down at the point you're talking about, but it's only an analogy to one and many, not to parts.
I mean, Jay, for me, this car analogy is for the Trinity is flawed. I mean,
well, let me give an example of it's the same principle. Okay, the number 3, right? The Arabic number 3.
Yeah, talata. It's 3.
Okay, is it 1 or is it 3?
The essence is being a number, but if you
not to my essences, just 3. Yeah. Is it one thing or 3 things?
It's a one thing, of course.
But it's also 3.
Yeah, but the essence is being a number. But you cannot say
you're getting confused. Okay. You're confusing the metaphysics. Listen, you're confusing the. It's a limited analogy that's only referring to numerics. It's not talking about essences.
Let's stick with this example. So you said, is 3 a one thing? Okay. So if we give this example as the Trinity, so the tree is like God,
no.
Godhead of
3, not a tree. 3.
Yeah, 3. I mean the number 3, yeah. not the tree, of course. So the number 3, if we compare it to the Trinity, is the Godhead. The 3 is the Godhead. And if we separate the 3, we have 1, 1, 1. 1 is not the 3, but in the Trinity, Jesus is God.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also flawed analogy. I don't understand it.
Well, slow down. So explain to me how it's flawed analogy. I'm listening to you.
Okay, well, explain it. Give me just 1 minute. So in your example, we have 3. Is 3 one thing? Of course it's a one thing. Mm-hmm. But what is the essence here? Is the number 3?
See, this is where you're making a mistake. You're going into essences. Okay. The only thing that we're saying is an analogy is the numerics. Nothing to do with essences. Okay? It's just pointing out that something can be 3 and 1 at the same time, and it doesn't involve a contradiction. That's all we're saying. That's all.
Okay, a quick question, Jay. What are the parts of 3? We have 1, 1, 1, yeah?
Mm-hmm. No. You're missing the point. Look, I can make the same analogy to attributes. Okay, is Allah 99 parts?
No, these are the names.
What?
But the attribute of being all-powerful is not, we don't say all-powerful. This attribute of being all-powerful is God. No.
Wait, so Allah's attributes are, do they possess aseity?
No, that's his nature. It's one nature of being God. Okay, let's
I know that, but I'm talking about the attributes. So do the attributes have a dependence relationship on Allah's essence?
They are Allah. They are Allah. You cannot say the attribute of being all knowledgeable is God. We do not say that, but you say Jesus is God. The Holy Spirit is God.
Hold on. So wait a minute. So now you're admitting that the attributes are dependent.
Jay, I'm not admitting anything. Let's stick with you.
Was that not the argument you just made?
No. Let's stick with your example. It's very easy.
So you don't want to talk about the attributes because it's the same problem. You don't see that?
No, your example was very easy and simple for all the people that are hearing. Okay, let's stick with it. You say
the example is just talking about something being one and many. You don't understand that something can be one and many. Does Allah have many attributes?
Just give me 1 minute. Can you let me just speak for 1 minute?
So you won't. You guys are so like emotional. You just spit out stuff without listening to what's being said.
Give me 1 minute to speak, Jay. Come on, 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please.
Is Allah one and many?
Look. English
is Allah one and many?
Oh my God! No, Allah is all. His attributes is Allah. You can
So are they really different?
Look, when you separate one attribute,
is there a debate? You understand this is a debate in your own Aqidas, right? There's a debate. There's not a debate between different Aqidas about the attributes.
So you don't want to let me speak. You just okay. I will let you speak, and then
because you're just spitting out stuff without even listening to what I'm saying. Is that even a debate? Do they debate the dependence relationship?
So you're gonna let me finish.
So you won't answer these basic questions, which you know are true.
Come on, Jay.
Do the different Aqidas debate? Do the different Aqidas debate the relationship?
Jay,
why are you saying my name? Every time somebody starts spitting out my name, we know that's the point at which they're losing the whole discussion.
Just let me. I have many points to talk about.
Do your schools debate the relationship between Allah's essence and His attributes and dependence relationships? So he won't answer. Because the car analogy is only talking about the one and the many. Do you know what the one and the many is? Do you know what the one and the many is?
Do you agree with the car analogy?
So he won't even talk. So this is how silly these people are. It's like talking to children. They think that an analogy, it has to be one-to-one correspondence. Like the first guy that came on here. Didn't even know what he thought an analogy was univocal predication. They don't understand the difference between these basic grammar terms they don't understand. Go ahead, man. What's up? Uma.
Jay, you there?
Yep.
Yeah, let me correct these Muslims who can't represent anything. Anyone says, now when I say Muslims, I'm talking about the Sunni Muslims. I don't want to put Khalil and Danny in the same group.
He left. It's all Sunnis in here.
Yeah, but I just want to clarify, everyone. Go watch the clip. I never said the car analogy is the Trinity. What I said was in context. Let me just explain for the people. See, this is why Muslims, Sunni Muslims, you really make us despise religion because you can't be honest. This is why I treat you the way you do. Proverbs 26, verse 5. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he become wise in his own mind. So this is why I do it. But look at the difference with Khalid and Danny. Now, in that analogy, I never said the car is analogous Trinity. That's a lie. I said in creation. I have the clip. It's there on YouTube. And you guys want to lie. I said in creation, we see complex unity. It's all around us.
Agreed.
Complex.
Yeah, I made that same analogy. I agree with it.
Okay, so that's not what it was. That was all the analogy was. Like in creation, you see complexity, diversity, and unity, composite, complex unity. If that's true of the finite temporal realm, why would we think that God, his being, would be any less complex? That's all I said.
Right. That's an analogy which we have argued as well, which is just simply that, to put this in philosophical terms, for those who don't know, this is called the problem of the one and the many. Something can be one and many at the same time. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's composite. Muslims believe typically that there's a dependence relationship between Allah and his attributes, and between the attributes and the other attributes. They only exist independence upon one another and Allah's essence.
Yeah, Jay, God bless you, man. You're more patient than me. I don't know how you handle it, man. Because you see why I lost my hair. I'm losing my sanity. I can't handle this. But anyway, I'm here, brother. If you got any Muslims, bring them up.
No, there's a million of them in here, so let's go. Uma.
Come on. No, I bet you they're going to shout. Watch.
Uma, what's up? Yeah, you're here.
I don't hear him. He's there.
He's raising his hand, and he's not talking. Unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. We had some connection issues. Okay, that's fine. All right. We're Muslim, and we want to let you know that we believe the Holy Quran is the final testament of God. Okay?
Yeah, I'm aware. We know that's your position.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So we believe in the Torah. We believe in the Injil, the Gospels. We believe in the Bibles. So,
but you don't, because the Quran actually confirms the prior revelation.
I just want to ask him something though.
That's what I'm trying to say. We have to believe in the prior books.
Okay, can I ask you a question though? About
one second, let me finish my sentence.
What Torah do you believe in?
Let me finish my sentence at least.
Here we go again. See, they don't want to answer. They want to preach. But go ahead.
No, I don't want to preach. I was talking. You're being very rude.
No,
you don't have no etiquette, okay?
What?
I'm in the middle of speaking.
What Torah do you believe in? You said you believe in.
Then you can ask me a question.
What Torah do you believe in?
So, what I was saying was, yeah. So you're very rude, very rude.
Yeah, I'm not as rude as Muhammad. So
no, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't be disrespectful to my prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All right?
They want to preach. Okay, go ahead, preach some more.
No, I'm not preaching. No,
You want to answer the
Hey,
question?
we know your position here.
I'm
So
sorry,
do you, what's
I was talking, but you interrupted me. You're very immoral. That's what I'm going to say. But anyway, well, I'll try to.
Don't talk about manners when you follow Muhammad, because I'll show you his manners.
Yes,
Okay,
our prophet is the
salad
best.
dressing be upon him. But go
Right.
ahead, yeah.
He's the best prophet. Do not.
The prophet, Ibn Shaitan, yes. Okay, go ahead, get to your point.
Do not demonize my prophet, my friend.
Your
Do
prophet
not
was,
do
he
that.
thought he was demon possessed. He said, Majnun.
No, you are a very vile.
That's in your tradition.
That's
Did
what
he
you
not
are.
want to
Anyway,
commit suicide? He thought he was demon
Jay,
possessed?
can you mute that guy so I can talk or not?
we don't need a sermon. So if you have an argument for how you believe the Torah, which by the way, the Quran says that the Torah is not corrupt, right? Right?
I was going to say, okay, anything that I'm telling you, it's all in the Quran. Have you read the Quran, Jay?
Yes,
Yes.
I have. Better than you and your prophet. I have.
I'm not talking to you, Sam. What kind of?
No, he brought me up here. I'm with him, whether you like it or not.
No. I'm talking to Jay, the host. No,
Okay, Jay,
I'm
answer
talking-
for me. Jay, can
This
you
is
be
so
my Sharia?
this is so ridiculous. They will talk to me and they won't talk to like if you're not going to talk to Sam, then don't even come on. There's no point in talking through another person. Tanji, what's up?
You know why, Jay, right? They want to ignore me?
Sure.
Because they know they can't get away with lying about the Quran.
And the Hadiths. You know the Hadiths as well, too. Unmute, man. What's up? Tanji. I agree. Tanji, unmute.
Hello.
Uh-huh. What's up?
Yeah, I'm not Muslim, but I've heard you never got to finish it, but I hear you started this critique where you ask if the attributes have a deity.
Right, because
And
it depends
I'm
on how they're
curious
going to
what
answer
that
it. Because they try to argue that if you think that there's distinctions, and for example, they'll say, does the son possess a aseity? If he doesn't possess the power to cause, then he's diminished and he's less and there's subordination. And then they'll turn around and say that the attributes have a dependence relationship upon Allah's essence and upon one another. So that's a double standard. That's the whole reason I asked them that question. But they never even get to the point of answering it.
They don't believe in absolute divine simplicity, right?
It just depends on which Muslim you're talking to, because Khalil does, but most of the Sunnis will try to argue for some kind of distinction between Allah and his attributes, which is the whole point of why they get stuck on this question. That's why I asked it.
What do you think, like, the strongest critique against, like, strict monotheism, Unitarian God is?
There's a lot of different critiques. I mean, if you want to, first of all, if they claim to be consistent with the Bible, they're already shooting themselves in the foot because the Bible doesn't teach their generic Unitarianism, it teaches Trinitarianism. So that's why they have to immediately say, once we start going to all these passages about the theophanies and the Trinity, throughout the Old Testament, by the way, that's why they immediately say, corrupt, book is corrupt, book is corrupt. And then we point out that their own book does not say the book is corrupt. And then they lose their mind. So that's how every discussion goes.
Do you have a video where you, like, critique mostly just this Unitarian God?
By the way, to add to what Jay said, you'll be shocked for me to say this. This is why if we do set up a discussion with Khalil and Danny and the other two, you'll be shocked at me saying this. The Quran does not teach pure Unitarianism,
right.
Pure form of Tawheed. The Quran actually posits more than one deity. This is why I've always challenged Muslims. Debate me on whether the Quran teaches pure monotheism. So that's another problem with the Muslim claim. They'll tell you it teaches, and the term they came up with is Tawheed, right? Wahda, unify, absolutely one, and yet the Quran doesn't teach it. And this is why I've challenged Muslims. Since this is your bread and butter, challenge me, does your Quran, now not everyone follows the Sunni Hadith. Like Khalil and Danny, he's not a Sunni. He doesn't really care what Bukhari and Muslim says. So with him, I would stick with the Quran. And even from there, I would demonstrate the Quran does not teach an absolute pure form of Unitarianism. Yeah, right? But
agreed.
with the Sunnis, it's even worse because they go with the Quran and the Sunnah. And yet they don't take me up on it. Why is that? Because I'm such a meanie. That's why, Jay, because I'm not nice. Go ahead.
Right, and we should also point out, too, as I made the point in my opening statement to Daniel Hakikachu in that debate, the Jews, for the most part, were not unified in their Unitarianism. So Jews were not Unitarian. They taught multiple different views. They had a, quote, fluid view. of the fact that God believed that they believed that God had multiple powers, multiple hypostases, and modern rabbis also are admitting this in many cases. So, so this idea that there's this pure Unitarianism that existed in the Torah and in the Injil, that's all made up. That's all baloney.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a stream or a video on YouTube where you critique this in depth?
I mean, yeah, tons of them. I don't know specifically. But we've been, just go watch my, Trinity in the Old Testament. Sam's done Trinity in the Old Testament talks. All of that, we'll get into that.
Yeah, and also if you want to see a critique of what the Quran teaches about unity, if you go to my YouTube channel, put in Quran Trinity, I actually argue for a form of Koranic Trinitarianism, which is a counterfeit, but nonetheless, it's there. So you can do that and look at it. That's why I'm asking Muslims here, refute me. Prove I'm lying. Prove that I'm misinterpreting the Quran. Come, it's your book, bread and butter, Tawheed. Let's see if someone will take us up on the challenge.
Go ahead, Hamza, what's up? Hamza, I'm trying to add you. Do you want to talk or not? You were the one critiquing Sam's car analogy, so where you at? It won't let me add him, so.
All right, that's good. Now, I wonder if Hamza is a Sunni, because I want them to address their so-called Tawheed. Let's see if anyone will do it. Let's see. Anyone else?
Oh, he left. He left. He won't do it. Wonder why he left.
Gee, I wonder why.
Johnny, what's up?
I'm kidding, Jay. I'm not as sharp dressed as you and nice as you, Jay.
What's up?
Hey, I was trying to ask about right now I'm more in between of agnostic and trying to find my way into Christianity, but I came across your channel and seen you're an Orthodox Christian. I came across Sam as well, independently.
Uh-huh.
And, I was reading to ask, based off of, because I had a discussion with my uncle, because he's an ordained pastor at a Baptist church, about sola fide and sola scriptura, Protestant doctrine, and how could I convey that it's not really, because I kind of came across that it wasn't really making sense, but I don't know how to explain how those doctrines don't make sense, because he said there's no unified Protestant thinking about those doctrines.
Well, go watch my debate with Dale the Protestant. It's me and Dr. Bo Branson against Dale and his Protestant buddy. That whole debate will answer a lot of those questions if you're looking for a sola scriptura debate. Let's see. Do we have any Muslims that want to come on the debate?
Yeah. By the way, since this is Jay's channel and he wants to engage a variety of issues, I want to engage the Muslims. So Muslims come up and challenge us.
Yeah, we're going to give first place to Muslims. Exactly.
Yes, yeah. And then when he wants to continue to discuss with Catholics, Protestants, God bless him. But with me, I want to stick the Muslims. The reason why is because I don't want to add any bad blood between Orthodox and Catholic. I love them both. So I'm Jay's favorite heretic. Go ahead, Jay.
I haven't called you a heretic.
No, I called myself that. Sorry. Before someone else calls me that.
Giovanni, do you want to talk? We're asking for Muslims who want to come discuss. Go ahead.
Hey, first of all, let me just say that I am very impressed.
What?
I was brought up as a Pentecost. I grew up in the South Bronx, New York. And I just wanted to ask one simple question. I watched one of your videos earlier today when you said that Jesus can...
Me or Sam?
Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said that Jesus can be at the seat of David.
Oh, you're also,
okay, but hold on. And then
You're telling me to hold on?
Okay. Yeah, please. So, I know that Jesus came to the Virgin Mary via the Holy Spirit. So...
You want to answer you now? So in Romans 1:3, when Paul tells you, Jesus of the seed of David according to the flesh, Romans 1:3. 2 Timothy 2:8, where Paul says that Jesus is of the seed of David according to my gospel. 2 Timothy 2:8, Romans 1:3. Or in Revelation 22:16, where Jesus says, I am the root and offspring of David. Do you want me to go on and show you that the Bible says he's of the seed of David? Let me repeat the verses again for you. Romans 1:3, Christ, the seed of David, according to the flesh. 2 Timothy 2, verse 8, that Jesus, the seed of David, according to my gospel. Revelation 22:16, Jesus speaking, I am the root and offspring of David. And then in Acts 2, I hope you're listening to the verses, 24 to 32, we are told there, specifically in Acts 2:30, that God had shown David that from his loins, from his physical lineage, he would raise up the Christ. So the Bible says he's of the seed of David. So where's the problem?
Problem is that
the Bible. Good to know. Okay.
Yeah, the Bible says that he came to the...
He admits, he even says it. You hear that, Jay? He's got a problem with the Bible. He goes, yeah.
I mean, the Davidic covenant, right, requires that the Messiah be of the seed of David, 2 Samuel 7. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So he didn't come via the Holy Spirit.
Who said he didn't?
He did.
Yeah. Who said he didn't?
Well, he is.
Think a little deeply. You think that Jesus can only be the seed of David from a man, not from his mother?
His human nature is from Mary, so that's how.
All right. I rest my case. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You rested your case.
Rest your case. By admitting our point? Okay, good job. RDJ wants to come back. What's up, man? You got an argument this time?
I don't know who he is. I don't remember.
Yeah, could I one-on-one Sam real quick?
Sure.
It depends if you don't want to beat me up. What is it? I don't know who he is. Was he here earlier?
Yeah.
Hey, so Sam, is it true that Yahweh ordered an army to murder babies?
Well, yeah, it's true that Allah in chapter 2, verse 246 to 252, and chapter 5 of your Quran, 20 to 26, Allah ordered that Musa, alayhi salam, slaughter babies. It's also true.
Show me. Read the verse.
Surah Al-Ma'idah.
Read the verse.
Surah Al-Ma'idah. Stop barking. Take it easy. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:20 to 26. There your Allah said that told Musa to tell the Israelites to enter into the promised land, Canaan, but they're afraid because of the giants. That means your Allah confirms he sent Joshua into the land to slaughter cattle and babies.
Where does it say that in the verse to murder babies?
Okay, so where does it say in the Quran 5:20-26 that war that was carried out against the Amalekites was from Allah? Does it say it there?
Okay, so you're changing the topic from a moral discussion to...
No, he brought up they brought up the very thing from your book, dude. I got it on the screen.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Okay, read the verse and let me know, is the murder of babies in that verse? Is the murder of babies in that verse? Yes or no, dude?
The context is...
Show me the word babies in
the
verse.
Okay, so here we go with the word expectation, which is not even, you don't even hold to that.
Yeah. Okay, now, Stonelicker, let me ask you another question.
Exactly.
Well, hold on, wait.
Your Bible, Yahweh explicitly said to murder babies.
When Allah flooded the people of Noah, did he drown babies?
That's God doing that, not an army.
So your Allah can't drown babies.
Oh, that's God doing it, not an army doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good argument.
Another question.
Yeah, exactly. That's not me.
That's how low IQ you guys.
Let me ask you another question. Take it easy. When Allah destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah,
yes or no? Answer the first question.
Would he murder babies? Yes or no? Vegan.
Are there babies?
When Allah pelted Sodom and Gomorrah with stones,
in the word,
kill babies.
In the verse that you quoted, are there babies? Yes or no? I want to see if you're honest, Sam.
Chapter 5. No,
does Christianity teach you to lie?
You understand that the verse is about the death of babies? You don't understand that?
Yeah. So an army is ordered to murder babies in that verse.
Your own God drowned babies in the flood, right?
Yeah, that's God doing it. That's not an army.
Okay, exactly. So what's the difference?
Yeah, there's a difference.
And it's what?
Forcing another human to murder babies, that's for God to decide, not humans.
Notice he said God decide. So Allah decided that Musa...
He did not decide to murder babies. That's Yahweh.
But Allah decided that because the Quran says that was Allah, you're Satan.
Yeah, where's the word babies in the verse?
Dude,
This is how silly Muslims.
It's not there. It's not there, Sam.
Does the Quran? Does the
God that ordered an army to murder
Oh my
babies?
gosh! This is how silly these people are.
20:26.
Where's the word baby?
Allah, Shaitan, Muhammad Shaitan ordered Musa to enter the promised land to kill them. It doesn't say don't kill babies. Where does the verse say that? Don't shift the burden.
Well, he's coming. They always do this. They come up with these arbitrary standards, and they say, "Well, but the verse doesn't say this word. Where is Trinity in the Bible? Where is Trinity in the Bible?"
No, but see, that's the thing, Jay. This is why they wanted to talk to you, not me, because I know these arguments and turn against them. But you guys heard him admit that his Allah was the one who drowned babies at the time of Noah. That's okay if my Allah murders babies, as long as humans don't do it. Yeah,
It's that silly. Well, this is the same point when I asked Azra Rashid. He said that women's private parts are nasty, and God could never be near them. And I said, well, who created them?
But you know what you do next time, Jay? You know what you do?
What?
When they say that about the private parts, say, this is chapter 66, verse 12. Now, the Muslims are ashamed of this translation, but I'm going to give you a translation from a Muslim. I don't know, I can share the link. I'll try send it to you on Skype. It says about Mary, Maryam bint Imran. Now, guys, this is not the real Mary, so don't be offended. This is not the real Mary. It says, she guarded ahsanat farjaha. Ask any Arabic reading Christian. The word farj means private part. She guarded her private part, and we blew into her private part. So Allah loves to blow into women's private parts.
Yeah, but and I mean, this is there's multiple examples. I've got it pulled up on the screen. It's making your point there. I agree, but what I'm saying is that I mean, if God creates these things, like obviously they can't be inherently unclean. That's kind of silly.
Exactly, but that's my point, Jay. If they have a problem with God becoming human and coming out of the holy consecrated womb of the Blessed Virgin, then that means they must have a problem with their God blowing into a woman's private parts.
Exactly.
He's the JJ blower.
And it's on the screen, by the way.
Yep.
So here we have another Chrome. What's up?
There we go.
Unmute. Chrome, you have to unmute to speak.
Oh, hey. Okay. Hey. I wasn't expecting to go so soon. I was listening to your Fabian and Milner conspiracy video, the second part, yesterday. Very interesting. Question, not religious. How old, like, when was the book that you're referencing with all the truths? What was before that? When was that made?
Truths? What are you talking about?
Like, so you guys are referencing, sorry, I'm just barbled there.
So I'm not trying to be rude. Like, is this on the topic? We're not talking about conspiracy stuff today.
No, I'm just saying that's the kind of first full video of yours I watched.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and I talked about Islam being a tool in the UK and EU. What about it?
Sure. Yeah. I wasn't meaning to jump into in that way. I was just saying. I don't follow any of these books. I haven't read any of them. I don't really know anything.
Okay. So what's the question?
Is there a book that you follow that you think has like the master information?
I mean, I don't know if there's any one book that has master information. I mean, I listed many books. The book that you're talking about is this book, Milner, Fabian, Conspiracy by Ratiu, and that he's basing a lot of his information on the book Tragedy and Hope, which is a gigantic geopolitical text that I've lectured through. So you may be asking about Tragedy and Hope. MKG, what's up?
Muslims, come up, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's 113, 14 people here. We got another 900 online. So where's all the Muslims at?
I have them too. I bought a 900 on mine.
Okay, Muslims, come on in here. Here's the link to the stream, to the spaces.
You're not going to get this often. This brother is busy and I'm busy. For me to be here, come on, Muslims, put me in my place. Come on,
yeah.
Go ahead, MKG. What?
I'm not a Muslim, but regarding the hijab issue, I think that what's happening here, it's pretty funny. They know that they don't want to do anything that's they want to basically throw the Salafis at you and just put you away. Like, they don't want to deal with you guys, because it's so frustrating to see what's happening. I think, Sam, this is no offense to you, but I don't think hijab will do it if you're there. I think Jay might be able
he's already declined. What do you mean?
Yeah, no.
I think Myron could get him to come, but
Let me share something with you, young man.
Go ahead.
This is recorded, actually. We have it recorded. Muhammad Hijab said he'll only debate me if I agree to fight him in a mixed martial arts.
Oh, boy.
No, I'm not lying. We've got it recorded. He goes, he'll only debate me if I agree to fight him in a professional, well, not professional, he's amateur, but in a mixed martial arts tournament. So I said, okay, tell you what. Here are 3 debates. We'll do the 3 debates, and I promise you, after the debates, I'll train to knock your teeth out in a MMA contest, because he thinks this height scares me. He goes, no, we're going to do the fight first, then the debates. No, I'm not lying, Jay. We have it recorded.
I believe you.
Yeah, there's a lot of lies going on here. The reason I brought that up, I know you rejected it, but this thing is evolving because people are pushing back. They don't want Jake on. Myron's being very attentive to this because he's very attentive on Twitter or X, whatever. So this thing's evolving. Nothing's fixed. Anything could change. That's my belief anyway. So the 2v2 could turn into a 1v1. It could be Daniel. It could switch. That's my opinion.
Well, I'm not going to have the same debate one-on-one with Daniel that I've already had.
No, I'm going to do that one-on-one. I'll do that. I want him.
Yeah.
Okay, but one thing. Why would Muslims not want Jay Dyer, who has become known as an Orthodox Trinitarian philosopher extraordinaire, and me, known for my knowledge of Islam, I'm not trying to boast, and take us and then squash us in order to vindicate Islam?
Because you guys are on the offensive. Every other Christian they've debated is always the defensive. It's always defending the Trinity, defending, Christianity, defending what's in the Old Testament. It's never offensive. It's never, is there any continuity with the
By the way, you saw
Old New?
what I do to Muslims, right? You saw when they attacked the Old Testament, I just go to the Quran to show that, according to the Quran, Allah ordered these wars in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
So
they're not used to this, and I think it's just a demeanor thing. They want the more traditional, and that's why when you watch like Jay and Shabir Ali is in this very, 02, 05 kind of demeanor of like, cordial back and forth, and Jay's just hitting him with everything. He's like, Jay, if you don't mind, please just wait. I'm like he's just stammering. He can't handle it. I think that's part of it. And what makes me really mad is that Muhammad Hijab, that's his style. That's what he did to David Wood. He was filibustering and gish galloping on that stage. I don't know how many years ago.
But see, this is why
he could give it, but he can't take it. This is very strange.
But this is why, my brother, I know their mindset, and I'm willing to stoop in the mud and stuff them in their mud because I'm willing to go there and treat them accordingly. Right, yeah. So this is probably why he doesn't want to debate, because he knows he won't get away with rhetoric with me.
Sam and Jay, I don't know how close you are with James, but based on the video that Daniel put out, it seemed pretty straightforward. So is James lying?
Yes, brother. What's straightforward?
He said that he changed the dates. Like it was a matter of date switching or flights.
If you watch, my brother, you're gonna make me want to hang myself with my shoestrings.
Sorry.
Did you watch when I published the email on my YouTube channel community post? Because James reached out to me and I said, here are the 4 topics. He came back and said, Daniel Hakikachu accepted. I go, great, I'm ready. Then he comes back and tells me, here's what Danny wants to debate. So he confused me. I said, wait, I thought you said he accepted these 4 debates. No, he wants to debate these 3 with those 3. And I said, now, James, the emails are there, dude. I got the receipts. I said, I want to understand, because here's where I don't understand. And I said it to Jay. So I'm going to waste my time and breath again on this coward, because now he can call out my bluff. I said, Danny, let's do the debates. Now who's running? I said, debate me, Muhammad's view of the Bible. Why do I do that? See what I did to that Muslim. If I show them that Muhammad confirmed the Bible, they can't attack the Bible anymore, because they're going to bury their prophet. Yeah. But if they agree with Muhammad, the Bible is not corrupted, then that still buries Muhammad because he contradicts the Bible.
Right.
Damn if they do.
I just want to make one last point and then I'll get out of your hairs. I don't have more hair. Yeah, I know. But no, one thing I really want to emphasize here is that I feel there's a momentum. There's a big snowball happening here that's continuously rolling. I don't want us to lose this. That's what I'm saying. Whether who pulls out, pulls in, doesn't matter.
I'm not putting up, buddy.
No, we've already said we're open.
One thing that's very clear that I
buddy,
saw
keep coming up, Jay and me as we speak. We appreciate you.
Sorry,
You
no,
notice
go
that
ahead.
We've already agreed to whoever. We don't care.
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically I'm saying that I've seen this, the last 5-7 months, people are super chatting Fresh and Fit. People are super chatting SNEAKO. Why aren't you having Jay on? Why aren't you having Sam on? Why aren't you having Jay on? And they're ignoring it. They're acting like they're not reading these things. It's very strange. So I'm just saying that the people are wanting this, and I just, even if
brother, can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Because you seem like really hurt and down. Can I come and hug you and pat you?
I mean, I want to see this.
I mean,
I'm
you
not
seem
hurt.
like
I
really
want to see this, and I don't want this energy
brother,
to
you
go
cut
away.
me off again. Can I get in a word before you cut me off?
I mean, you cut me off too, so go
okay,
ahead.
but you deserve it because you keep ranting. Now, can I
mean,
come
I'm on
and
your
help
side,
you?
but okay.
Okay, you go, Eric. Okay, why don't you hit the door and make sure it's you on the way out? Okay, bye.
All right.
I think we have a Muslim here. Let's see. Oh, he dropped
By the
off.
way, Jay, if you know that guy's address, I want to go give him a little hug and maybe buddy bike. He really was sounded like he wanted to cry.
Zechariah, what's up, man? We had a Muslim who dropped off. Muslims, if you'd like to come on and
Come on, Muslims. Jay's got other topics he wants to get to, so come on, Muslims, put me in my place so I can leave him to his sessions.
Zechariah, what's up?
Yes, sir. I just want to briefly say, Sam Shamoun, I just heard about you today, and
sorry to hear that.
And I mean, we need more of you kicking Muslims' asses because they really can't seem to handle how articulate you are, and just there is not enough content out there where articulate Christians are refuting Islam. So. I'm gonna get out of here, but I just want to say thank you. I want to see more of Jay and you freaking I don't care who you're debating.
Anytime. Jay knows I'm here. I got his back. Not that he needs me. Anytime. But remember this. I remember that seeing in the radio. I hear, we're gonna kick your ass all the way back to Baghdad. I like that.
What's up, Doc Holiday? What's up, man? I'm you.
Hi, Joy. Hi, Sam. I just got two short questions, if I can. First question is in relation to our, Islamic friends or colleagues that come on Spaces. I'm Orthodox Christian, but in relation to the Holy Trinity, Sam, would this be follow the KISS principle? A good enough example when they question the Holy Trinity. If a person steps outside and sees the sun shining, the Lord Jesus Christ sends the sun. Does not the sun provide us energy, warmth, and light? But the sun is still one, right? Would that be a good initial example? And
let me comment on that. You gave an example that was used even in early Christian fathers, which Jay would know more than me. But that example actually is derived from Hebrews 1:3. What do I mean? If you look at the word Hebrew in Hebrews 1:3, there's a word apolgasma. Excuse me for butchering the Greek. Apolgasma says he is the radiance of God's glory. Radiance, the outshining of God's glory. So that imagery itself evokes the image of the sun, let's say, and then the rays of the sun. So there, the Lord is depicted as the rays, the radiance of the sun. So that would be an apt analogy, but you're going to have to keep stressing an analogy is not identical to God, because they'll say, wait, hold on. You get the point.
Yeah, and I got Hebrews 1 pulled up here for those that are curious if you want to see those texts there. And then we got a Muslim here. Muslim. He's just conveniently named Muslim. It makes it easy.
Watch who's going to attack her. Watch her.
Unmute.
We're ready for the attack. Let's go.
You got to unmute, Muslim. Yep.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
Hello. Yes, go ahead.
Before we start, I just want to say I have nothing against Christians. I have a lot of Coptic friends.
Okay, go ahead.
Firstly, I would just like to share some hadith that prove that the Torah we have now is not the same as the Torah we used to have.
Okay, hadiths that are going to prove the Torah is corrupted. Here we go.
No, he can't. Don't please do me a favor. Hold on. Listen to me. Please don't make the mistake. Are you listening or you want to talk over? Please don't make the mistake of misquoting the hadith from Bukhari of Ibn Abbas. Are you going to make that
it's not from Bukhari. This is in Silsila Sahiha in Albani.
A little louder. Wait. You're going to give me who?
Albani.
No, you're going to give me Ibn Hajar from where?
No, not Ibn. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, Al-Bari, what century is Al-Bari?
No, not Al-Bari. Albani.
You said Al-Bari, man.
I said Albani.
Who?
Albani.
Oh, Sheikh Al-Albani, you mean the 20th century Salafi scholar?
One second. Albani is put from
Muhammad.
واحدة.
By the way, Jay, if you don't know who he's appealing, Sheikh Al-Albani. And let me explain to Jay who you're quoting, dude. Okay.
It's hard to hear what's being said, but yeah.
Yeah, he's referring to Sheikh Al-Albani. He was an Albanian sheikh of the 20th century. So that's the hadith he's going to quote you from some guy from the 20th century. Just remember that.
Damn.
Get to the hadith, brother, before
Albani is quoting from Abu Hurairah.
Albani, get to the hadith before the time for night prayer, and then you're going to have to go to sleep and then flush out Satan out of your nostril in the morning. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to pray.
Okay, what's the hadith? Go ahead.
Man, I'm going to read it in Arabic, then I'm going to translate.
Yes, read hadith, yes. Go ahead.
عن عبد الملك بن عمر عن أبي بردة عن أبي قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن بني إسرائيل كتبوا كتابا فتبعوه وتركوا التوراة. This is the first one. Okay.
Translate.
Okay, one second. I'll send you all these. We can talk in private. I'll send you all these.
Translate it, guy, because I'm going to give you hadiths from your prophet, the Torah.
If you are going to quote companions, I know you're already going to.
Can you translate, buddy, before the rapture?
Come on, we don't need you to read the whole Arabic thing. Just make the argument, man.
Translate it, guy.
Be patient. Yeah, Chris is
very patient when he was with Aisha. Go ahead, translate it.
If you're going to be
come on, dude, stop.
Does this guy translate this year? Or is he waiting for Ramadan? Can you translate? Get to the point.
The sons of Israel wrote a book and left the Torah.
Yeah, you just embarrassed yourself. Did you guys hear it?
This is all the Talmud.
Let me.
I prove now.
Can I address your hadith that now it's going to bury you? I'm going to do your janazah. Guys, did you hear what he said? The sons of Israel wrote a book. Can I address you, or you want to keep reciting Quran by barking? The sons of Israel left the book. Wrote a book, left the Torah. Now, number one, that's the sons of Israel. But I know you're not too bright. The Torah was also in the hands of the Christians, and they didn't change it. So even if I agree with you, even if I agree with your perversion of that hadith, even if I agree, all you're proving is that some Jews corrupted Torah, but the Torah was also with the Christians, and your prophet didn't say the Christians corrupted the Torah, so this Torah is still preserved. Secondly, he didn't say they changed the Torah. He said they left the Torah for another book. How can they leave the Torah if they don't know what the Torah is? Genius.
Yeah, I've heard you make that argument too on another argument that you have with somebody else. Do you want to make your second point?
Yeah, can the genius tell me how can they abandon the Torah if they didn't have it?
Unmute.
Okay, I don't know why I left this.
How did they leave the Torah if they didn't have it?
Okay, yeah. Can I continue reading?
Can you answer the question? Read the rest of the... I know the community cures insomnia, but can you answer the question?
I'll teach about insomnia when you go on.
Yeah, when you read Quran and you.
No. Be respectful.
That's what's staying out of your nose.
Are you going to answer how they left it if they didn't have it or not?
Okay, yeah. At a certain point, they did have it and they lost it.
Oh, they lost it.
Yeah.
They lost it. Oh.
Yes, they did.
That's why in Sunan Abu Dawud, I'm now going to use Al-Albani against you. You mentioned Al-Albani, right? Sunan Abu Dawud, number 4434, and I'll get you the link, Jay. Al-Albani says Hassan. Can I finish the point? You want to bar Quran again? Let me finish the point. In Sunan Abu Dawood, classified as Hassan by Sheikh Al-Albani, your prophet said to the Jews, bring me the Torah. They brought the Torah. He put it on the cushion, their Torah, and he said, I believe in you and him who sent you. How did they lose the Torah? How did they lose the Torah if they brought the Torah to your prophet?
The whole hadith is Hassan, but this part only is da'if.
No, it's Hassan. I'm going to tell you.
No.
Here, I'm going to get you the hadith, Jay. Don't let him run.
I know this hadith.
Stop reciting Quran. We heard you. Take it easy. Let me get you the hadith.
Okay.
He said it's da'if, right?
Yeah.
Jay, he said it's da'if.
Right.
It's Hassan, right? You're going to change your position?
It's Hassan. It's the right.
Oh, it's Hassan.
Yeah, Habibi.
Habibti. Hold on, Habibti. Habibti, hold on. Habibti, where do I send you the link?
You can send it on Skype. I got Skype up.
Okay. No, I don't want to hear you recite Quran. Let's bring the hadith. Let us bring the hadith. Let's bring the hadith. Ish. Because you said they lost it. I think the only thing was lost is the brain cells from kissing the black stone. Because here it says they had it at the time.
I got it pulled up.
Ish.
I have it pulled up.
Can you read it, Jay? Can you read it for us?
A group of Jews came and invited the messenger of Allah to Kuf. So he visited them in their school. They said, Abul Qasim, one of our men, has committed fornication with a woman, so pronounce judgment upon them. They placed a cushion for the messenger of Allah, who sat on it and said, bring the Torah. It was then brought. He then withdrew the cushion beneath him and placed the Torah on it, saying, I believe thee, and in him who revealed thee. Then he said, bring me one who is learned among you. The young man was brought. The transmitter then mentioned the rest of this tradition of stoning similar to the one transmitted by Malik from Nafi.
What's the grade there? What is it? What's the grade?
Let me talk.
Jay, what is the grade there by Al-Albani, the scholar?
It says Hassan.
Hassan, that means good. Now, did you hear him, Jay? Because then you can engage him logically. He said they lost the Torah, right? That's what he said.
Yeah.
What Torah then did they bring if it was lost? Now you can engage him logically. Go ahead. I'll just back up.
Okay, that's what you said. Jay, Al-Albani is the only one who...
no, you're lying.
Yes,
that's a lie. Jay, let me do something. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, you're a liar. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, can I make my point? Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah said that there was a group of ulama that cited this hadith as proof that the Torah has not been changed. Why are you lying? Let me get you that article. Yeah, I was about to...
Yeah. Is this your Answering Islam article?
Yeah, did you get it one? Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah? You have it?
Is it the one about the Bible's not been corrupted? That one?
This one is one specific. I'll get you the link.
Okay.
Now, guys, hear this slide. Okay, I want you to hear this slide. This guy, can I make the point to the people see why you are Ibn Muta? Let me explain to them. The guy just lied. He said Al-Albani is the only one who said Hassan. But Jay, did you hear earlier? Who did he quote? Al-Albani, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now all of a sudden, Al-Albani is not good enough when it says it's Hassan.
Right.
But now notice his lie. He said it's only Al-Albani. You're lying because Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah said other Muslim scholars accepted this hadith as good and used it as proof the Torah has not been corrupted. So let me get the article because we don't want to hear you. Let me get the article. Wait. So people can see you're a liar. Just 1 second. 1 second, buddy. See, this is why they don't want me to be with you, because they'll see what happens. Now here, Jay, the article right here, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. And for the people who don't know, because I don't think this guy's going to tell you, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah was the student of Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah. Why? Because the Salafi, those anthropomorphists, believe that Ibn Taymiyyah is one of their greatest scholars. And his two premier students, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah and Ibn Kathir. Now, Jay, as you open it, remember he just said only Al-Albani accepted this hadith, right?
Yeah.
Now, I can't see your screen, but you're going to see...
It's pulled up, yeah.
Okay, where do I see your screen here?
On YouTube.
Oh, you're on YouTube. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know. Let me go to your YouTube channel. But on the screen, do you see that part says Abu Dawood?
Yeah, let me make
You'll see it.
Let me make it to where everybody can see it here.
Yeah. And you'll see Abu Dawud. Now, for the context, here Ibn Qayyim is saying there's a group of scholars that said that the Torah has never been corrupted.
Yeah.
You know, he mentions, let me tell the people because the Muslims are going to know who these are. He mentions Imam al-Bukhari. Al-Bukhari, the collector of the Hadith of Bukhari, he's one of those that Ibn Qayyim says believe that none of the books of Allah can be corrupted. The Torah and the Gospel have never been corrupted.
Right.
And then he quotes Abu Dawud, this hadith. What does it say, if you can read it?
A group of Jewish people invited the messenger of Allah to the house. When they came, they asked him, "O Abu Qasim, one of our men committed adultery with a woman. What is your judgment against him?" So they placed a pillow and asked the messenger of Allah to sit on it. The messenger of Allah proceeded to say, "Bring me the Torah." When they brought it, he removed the pillow from underneath him and placed the Torah on it and said, "I believe in you and the one who revealed you." And then he said, "Bring me one of you who have the most knowledge." So they brought him a young man who told him the story of the stoning.
And then now notice what it says right after that. What did they say?
The scholar said, if the Torah was corrupted, he would not have placed it on the pillow, and he would not have said, "I believed in you and the one who revealed you."
Did you catch that, Jay?
Yep.
Scholars, plural, who accepted this narration as authentic and as proof that the Torah is not corrupt. Why is he lying?
Well, it seems to change based on what they need at the time. The arguments seem to change based on what they need to do at the time.
Right. So you lied now. Now, unless he has a better argument, your arguments are pathetic and weak, like your Quran. So, is he there or he left?
Do you want to come back and speak?
Yeah. So don't lie anymore because you're going to embarrass
he left.
Because you're going to embarrass Allah and His Messenger. See, your entire religion is weak, daif, not just your hadiths. Any other Muslim want to come and put me in my place? Now, if you haven't, no one else, let me know when you want me to wrap it up for you, brother, because I know you.
Well, we got a couple more people. Let's see if there's Muslims.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm not Muslim, but I did just have a couple questions for Sam.
Related to what topic?
Yeah, just talking about Catholicism.
No, well, that's
the topic is Islam with Sam right now, so you can ask me those questions about that stuff later. Witness, did you want to talk? Go ahead, Witness.
Just want to make sure. Jay's here to discuss and debate with Catholics the difference between the Orthodox Catholic. I'm here to help him with Islam. So keep it on Islam.
Go ahead, unmute. Witness, do you want to unmute? Witness, last chance, unmute. We're moving on.
Yeah, no, I was just wanting to understand what the gentleman was saying as far as Islam goes, like what his position was.
The Muslim? The guy that came up right now a couple minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, he was trying to say there are hadiths. Hadiths are narrations attributed to Muhammad. Muhammad said the Torah is corrupted. It's not uncorrupt. And he quoted a hadith that actually backfired because the hadith that he cited, he said that the children of Israel wrote a book and abandoned the Torah. Notice he didn't say they corrupted the Torah. They replaced the Torah and followed a book that they wrote. In his mind, that means the Torah has been corrupted. That was his argument.
Right. From my understanding, I have no religious. I practice and study all religions. I practice Sufism. But I believe Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that it's the grammar that was misconstrued with the Torah. So the Torah the grammar was corrupted.
You're not listening. You said you practice all religions. Then you said Prophet Muhammad, salad dressing be upon him. Why are you praying for him? Are you there?
Yeah, because
hold on. You just said you practice all religions, but you said Prophet Muhammad salad dressing.
Are you going to keep interrupting me? Because I don't
yes,
really.
Yes, I will, because you just lied. You just prayed for Muhammad, so you're a Muslim, right?
I pray for everybody.
So
Prophet Muhammad fulfilled the covenant between Abraham and God. Sir, are you Christian? Are you Jewish? Are you Zionist? What are you? Because Abraham, Prophet Muhammad was the only human being that actually fulfilled the covenant that's in the Torah.
Then you're a Muslim.
Okay.
Well, that's ignorance of the Torah.
The Torah was misconstrued. It has been corrupted.
Where's your proof of that? Where's the proof of that? Where's your proof of that? Where's your proof of that?
This is true.
Where's your proof of it? Saying it's true is not an argument. Where's your proof of that?
Okay, so you follow Prophet Muhammad, salad dressing be upon him? You follow Muhammad?
I'm not going to.
Do you follow him? Yes or no? You just said.
He said yes.
Abraham's religion. This is
I
where
didn't ask you about
Moses
Abraham.
come from too.
Dodgeball player. Stop dodging. Do you follow Muhammad? Yes or no?
100%. All prophets.
Okay, then your prophet said the Bible is uncorrupt. You said it's been changed. So that means you said Muhammad is a liar and he's in the pit of hell. So make up your mind.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the Torah and all the Christian Bibles, they've had definitely, especially going back to the Torah, which started with the
Yeah, does the Quran say that?
It's all corrupted.
Where's your argument for that?
Grammar, prefixes, and suffixes are all.
And so you're just shouting, no
People
argument.
have no idea what they're uttering is actually very disrespectful when it comes to quantum physics.
Oh, here we go. Quantum physics.
So if you're going to be the person
This is
tell the world that Prophet Muhammad wasn't the only individual.
This guy's insane. He's talking about quantum physics. We're moving on. Did you want to say something again, Muslim? You're back. What's up?
Yeah.
Your Hadith, the Hadith guy's back. What's up?
Yeah.
Unmute.
Yeah. Address Ibn Qayyim saying you're a liar. Go ahead.
Because you don't let him reply. That's why you just yap and you try to just read the Hadith nonstop and the Quran. We want your replies to the arguments.
Yep, the argument. Ibn Qayyim said that a group of scholars accepted Abu Dawood as sound and used it as proof that the Torah is not changed. So give me another argument that the Torah is changed.
I still haven't finished this one. Yeah, let me finish this one and we'll talk.
Okay, no, we can't even understand what you're saying, man. Prince, what's up? Unmute.
Hi, this is Princess Hannah, daughter of the chosen people, aka Jewish.
Okay, do you have an argument or listen? The topics are Islam. You're not Muslim, right?
I'm not Muslim, but
okay. Well, the argument is about Islam, not Jewish princesses. Keith,
chosen people.
What's up, Keith?
I don't know. That sounds like a Muslim.
All right. He can't connect. We'll try somebody else. Seth, what's up? We're not looking for Lutherans, so I'm not trying to be rude to you, Seth, but it's not Lutheran hour. Emil, what's up, Emil? Go ahead, Emil.
All right. Come on, guys. Come on, Muslims.
They can't. They're having a hard time connecting, so I'm moving on. Let's see.
Is there a reason?
I don't know. Sometimes if they're on cell phone, it's just hard for them to connect to a Twitter space. What's up, man? Go ahead. Unmute. Gotta unmute, man. Seth, unmute.
That doesn't even sound like a Muslim to me, but anyway. Muslims, where are you? Come on. Are you? No. Is the Twitter acting up because of the Trump or something?
It could be. Yeah, it could be that. Johnny, do you want to try again? What's up?
Hello?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Oh, I wanted to ask as well about I was watching a video on Sam where he was talking about the Muta.
Zawaj al-Muta. Yeah, what about it?
I wanted to ask, is there like evidence of that? Like,
yes,
did that lead to like more conquest against Christian and Jewish nations?
Muta, this is the problem you're going to have. The largest branch of Islam are Sunni Muslims. And in Sunni Islamic tradition, let me explain what Zawaj al-Muta is for people who don't know. It's pleasure marriages. Let me explain for everyone because you have an idea, but many people don't know what it is. In the Sunni tradition and the Shia tradition, they both agree. They both agree on this. That Muhammad allowed his jihadis, because they're at war, and I got to keep it because I got to be careful what I say on YouTube, man. Yeah. Lord have mercy on the channel. So they couldn't control their passions. They wanted to be intimate, but their wives weren't there. So Muhammad said, go find you a woman. Go find you a woman marry her for up to 3 days, and then you can divorce her and pay her for her services. Sunni Muslims admit Muhammad did this. They say, but then it was abrogated, canceled out, so that Muhammad abrogated it, and Sunni Muslims say, you can't do that anymore. The Shia say, no, it was never abrogated, because they don't follow the Sunni tradition. They have their own traditions. So as you and I speak today, there are Shia Muslim. I have a clip, actually, on my YouTube channel. 3 young Shia men admitting that this form of marriage, which is not marriage, you tell a woman, hey, I'm going to marry you for 3 days. When I'm done, I'll pay you for your services. We don't call that marriage, do we? We call it something else. You can find plenty of them in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
But coming to the issue, the Shia say, no, it's still part of Islam, and they go around. I actually know this for a fact. They will try to find a woman. I had a Shia tell me this on Pal Talk years ago, that he had met some woman, and he was in the UK, that agreed to this form of marriage. He goes, I'm going to go do muta marriage. So Shia Muslims do it. The Sunnis say, no, it's forbidden. But the Sunni have a different form of the same thing called misyar. But yeah, so to answer your question, Muhammad allowed it at the beginning, but then the Sunnis say he canceled it in his lifetime. The Shia say he never canceled it.
So, because I also was ready to say, a lot of the like morality of Islam, I feel like I started to look into it once like my friends started converting to it, because in my city, I'm from Baltimore, it's a lot of people converting to Islam, like in Baltimore and Philly. And they were telling me like it's so morally sound, and I'm starting to see it's really not that at all. 'Cause when my friend, he went to jail, and he told me a lot of people was converting to Islam just for protection, because they were very like even vicious in there. And I was even saying like some of the morality meshes well with like criminality, like people who are already criminals, they don't have to change. You can extort Christians and Jews to their knowledge. Like, do you like, and I wanted to see like with like the jizya tax and the demi tax.
You want me to comment on what jizya is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if Jay doesn't mind, I'll answer your question. And
Sure.
I'll do something on jihad tomorrow, God willing, because people want me to explain what's happening in the UK. Jizya, chapter 9, verse 29 of the Quran. According to Muslim sources, one of the last chapters, if not the last chapter that Muhammad composed is chapter 9, called Surat al-Tawbah, Surat al-Bara'ah. Chapter of repentance, chapter of annulment, where Muhammad told the pagans, any covenants we have, I will terminate, or with those who didn't war against them, I will allow the covenants between us to remain intact until the stipulated period. But afterwards, you idolaters, you either convert to Islam or be killed. Now, that's the pagan idolaters. But then he targeted a second group. The second group, called people of the book. The Arabic term is Ahl al-Kitab. People of the book means Jews and Christians, because the Quran recognizes Jews and Christians were given scripture from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They think Allah is the God of the Bible. Anyway, so with them, they have 3 options. Chapter 9, verse 29 says this. This is exactly the context. Now Muhammad has massed a large military force. He has enough manpower. He has enough military might to now spread Islam offensively. Offensive jihad, meaning go and take over lands of people who never threaten Muslims.
Sam, which verse did you say? I've got the Quran pulled
Chapter
up.
9, verse 29.
9:29. Okay, pulling it up.
Chapter 9:29. Yeah, man, I need glasses.
And I'm going to write this down as you saying it too.
Yep. I'll just quote it from memory because I can't, man. I need glasses, brother, eventually. Anyway, 9:29 says, fight those who believe not in Allah nor the last day. Now let's break it down for you. Fight those who believe not in Allah nor the last day. Meaning, if you don't believe Allah of Islam is God, nor do you believe in the last day as prescribed by Islam, then Muslims are to fight you. It says, fight those who believe not in Allah nor the last day, nor forbid what Allah and His Messenger have prohibited, nor follow the religion of truth, even if they're from the people of the book, until they pay the jizya and feel themselves subdued. That word subdued means humiliated, disgraced, degraded, debased. Now, notice the reasons why Muslims are to fight people. If I tell you, do you forbid what Muhammad forbids? Like, for example, do you refrain from eating swine? No, that's grounds to fight you.
Wow.
This is it says, nor forbid what Allah or his messenger, Allah and his messenger have forbidden. Now notice, there's a partnership. It's not what Allah has forbidden, it's what Allah and his messenger have forbidden. Also, another reason to fight you. If I say, hey, Islam teaches at the last day. I don't want to belabor the point, but I want to show you how evil this religion is, how immoral and grotesque. Islam says at the last day, if you're a good Muslim, you'll enter Jannah, paradise, and you'll be given a pavilion of huris, hur al-ain. Who are they? Maidens of pleasure, wide-eyed. And the Quran says they have firm breasts. Chapter 78, verse 33 of the Quran says that their breasts are firm. In other words, no saggy breastises.
And this is chapter 78, verse 12.
Chapter 78, verse 33. You can read 31 to 33. And you will be spending all eternity deflowering them. All eternity. Yeah. This is
where the jihadis get the concept of virgins in heaven. So, but hold on. So regular mainstream Islam believes in that as well?
Oh, well, it's in the Quran. They may want to allegorize it, spiritualize it, but the plain reading is these are maidens of pleasure. And by the way, what's interesting, the word hur is where you get your modern English word from. I don't know if I can say. Yeah, hur, hoary, you get it, right? But anyway.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing. Now, if I say to you, hey, do you believe in that last day? Do you believe that you'll enter paradise with eternal erections, deflowering virgins forever and ever, and they'll go back being virginal again? If you say no, that sounds like Playboy Mansion on steroids or on growth hormone, then that's grounds to fight you. But if you're a Jew or Christian, you're given this option. Become Muslim, or you pay jizya, summation, as a sign that we've subjugated you, humiliated you, and brought you under the hegemony of Islam, or we fight, and to the victor goes the spoils.
Okay. So with the jizya tax, in history, like, is there like any leaders of Islamic caliphates that
all throughout? That's uncontested. No Muslim will deny that. No
was
Muslim
Saladin a part of that?
Salahuddin, yes, he would. Yes, all of them.
Yeah, because they told me he was the most just. He was known for his chivalry, or whatever the hell they call that, and a bunch of stuff.
Brother, have you ever run into? Well, you haven't. You have some mob bosses. There are some decent human beings. They're loved by the community. They feed the hungry and take care of the homeless. But they're still a mob boss, and you have to pay them protection. And if not, then they'll end up slaughtering you, right? So you're paying them to protect you from them, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is. It's a mafiosa. It's like a gang. Well, yeah, this mob boss was really sweet. All right, but he's still a mob boss, and if you don't pay him protect him, he'll kill you.
Tay, what's up? Did you have a Muslim-related issue, question, debate?
Yes, I have a question on theology of what's the difference between the Islamic God and the Christian God, because my friend, he recently converted to Islam, and me and him having a conversation or talk about debates, Christian Muslim debates. He's like, yeah, I don't know why they argue. Well, we both believe in the same God. I was like,
right. Well, that's obviously not true. So the key issue here is Muslims do not believe in the Trinity. Muslims don't believe that Allah has any sons. Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus came to make us sons of God. So clearly two different gods. Jesus said God is his Father. So that's not the God of Islam, who has no sons. So that's the key difference. No Trinity and no deity of Christ. No saving work of Christ. No death, burial, resurrection of Christ that saves you. That's the key difference.
Yep. Excellent.
Parker, what's up? We're looking for Muslims who want to. It's not. I'm not mad at that guy for asking a question, but we're looking for Islamic arguments. Yeah. Parker, what's up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up?
Wonderful.
Hey, real quick, wanted to first of all let me kind of introduce myself real quick. Huge fan been following you for a while, but I love that you're out there preaching the truth against this religion. I had a question. I've been engaging with Muslims for quite a while here now on Spaces, and obviously I'm not as well versed in the Quran as you have been.
All the what?
How do you? I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you. All the what? Say it again.
I said I'm not as well versed in the Quran as you are, obviously. But I had a question because we get this a lot. Is it wrong for me to say when a Muslim says, hey, we believe in that Jesus is coming back to judge us, right?
Yeah.
To my understanding, if a Muslim is trying to make friends with someone who is actively committing shirk, right? Like that's the number one. That's like the most unforgivable sin in Islam.
Yes.
So if they're doing that, does that not make them, according to Islam, a bad Muslim? That's part number one. Part number two, how far-fetched is it to call Islam a pagan religion? Because in my beliefs, as a Christian, I look at what they practice, I look at what they do. There's some rituals they do. They remind me of kind of what the prophets of Baal were doing in the Old Testament when Ezekiel was, calling down fire. They were slicing their heeds.
Elijah, right? Not Ezekiel. Elijah, you mean?
That's right. I'm sorry, Elijah. I'm sorry. I got my prophets mixed up. Yes. The paganistic, rituals that I see in Islam, I cannot help, worshiping the rock that's supposedly going to forgive them of their sins. Why are we not, as Christians, able to call out Islam as a pagan religion, and why are we scared to do it? And I
do it all the time. I don't know. I know.
And that's why I love watching your videos, brother. I really do appreciate it. Again, I'll mute out, but I'll let you take the floor now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jay, if you want to add anything before I do, or whatever you want to do.
No, you go ahead. I mean, this is. I don't have any problem. You're the subject matter expert here. What are some of the reasons why you would call Islam pagan?
Oh yeah. Well, number one, my fundamental problem with Islam is the fact that what you said earlier, the God of Islam is not the God of the scriptures, not the God of the church, the triune God. So that's the most obvious glaring contradiction. It claims to be the same God that sent the prophets of the Bible, sent Jesus and his followers, and it's not. So that right there is a deal breaker for me. All of the Quran is not the God of the Hebrew scriptures, not the God of New Testament. Now, I'm actually more consistent than some Christians. I actually don't think that the God of Rabbinic Judaism is the God of the Bible. I'm actually more consistent than some Christians who will say that Allah is a pagan deity, whereas the Jews, Rabbinic Jews, I'm not talking about the Jews who are not religious, who don't know any better, like Tovia Singer, well, his God is my God. No. Tovia Singer worships a false God. Rabbinic Judaism is a perversion of Gnosticism, you name it, combined. Now, with that said, so that's the number one major fundamental difference. Their God is not my God. Secondly, Islam is steeped in paganism. It comes out of paganism. If I go with the Muslim sources and I accept that the Muslim sources give me some historical facts regarding the situation of Muhammad, because you have revisionists who say, well, the Muhammad of later tradition is not the Muhammad of the 7th century, and that's all forgeries. All right, well, if you take that position, fine. But if I take Muslim sources seriously, the Muslim sources admit that the Kaaba was the shrine for Hubal or Hubble. Now, I don't want to belabor the point. I want to be sensitive to your time, so let me know when you want me winding down.
No, go ahead.
Hubble or Hubal. This is in the Muslim sources. You'll find it in Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Kathir, Al-Tabari, and the Sunni Muslims know this. They know I'm not lying, right? Hubble. Now, Hubal was called the Lord of Mecca. He was the Lord of the Kaaba. And the Muslim sources say that Muhammad's own family, his tribe, the Quraysh tribe, right, his own clan, worshipped Hubble and prayed to Hubble or Hubal. Hubble was the chief deity. Now, we have a problem. If anyone knows about anything about paganism, and Jay would know, usually when you have a shrine is built to one of the gods. I don't know, you can correct me on this, Jay. Are you aware of any shrine built by pagans for two gods at the same time? Aware of that?
I'm not sure, no.
See, so usually a shrine will be built for Zeus or Diana, but not both. That doesn't mean they didn't honor the other gods.
Right.
But this shrine, this temple, is dedicated to Zeus. Well, the Muslim sources say the Kaaba was built for Hubal Hubal. Hubal was a moon deity. This is all from Muslim sources. I'm not making it up. I've documented it from Muslim sources as well as Islamic scholars today. Hubal was the moon deity because the chief god, Hubal, would have a planet identified with him. This is how the pagans work.
Right.
Fertility gods and goddesses, as well as astral worship, and the planets would be associated with one of the gods or goddesses. So the moon god was considered the male deity. Why? Sorry, I don't want to bore you guys with the details, but I'm going to show you where I'm going with this. The word for moon in Arabic is qamar. Qamar is a masculine noun. And because they are a patriarchal society, the chief god has to be a male deity. So the moon was identified with Hubal, Hubal. That was his planet, his sign. So he was the moon god. Now, why is that interesting? Because the Muslim sources say that the idol of Hubal, Hubal, was imported from the Moabites. It was actually imported by an Arab named Amr ibn Luhay, or Luhay. He actually went to the Levant, Syria area, Jordan, and he picked up the idol worshipped by the Moabites, and he brought it to Arabia, according to Muslim sources, and he made Hubal the chief god. Now, if anyone knows their history, the chief god of the Moabites was Baal, Baal. This is why many scholars believe the word Hubal is an Arabicized bastardization of the word Ha-Baal, Hebrew, the Baal, or it's actually Arabic that he is Baal. So Islam is centered in Baal worship, Baal worship. It stems from Baalism. It is a form of Baal worship. And if we read the Bible, one of the names of Satan is Belial. One of his names is Baal-Zebub. That's what our Lord tells us. So Islam is centered in paganism, and it's centered in Baal worship, and Baal is identified with Lucifer or Satan.
I never knew that connection. It's wild because, like I said, just kind of what I've seen, I made the connection with Baal, but I never knew that there was that physical connection from these cultures. That is shocking.
Yep. And by the way, let me add sort of how do we know it's pagan. The Muslims will tell you that the pagans would run around the Kaaba, circumambulate the Kaaba, tawaf, counterclockwise 7 times. They admit this. They also admit that the pagans would run between the 2 hills, Safa and Marwa, 7 times. And they would throw 7 stones at this is Muslim sources. Now, here's what's interesting. As I've documented from Muslim sources, I didn't make this up. At that time, the Arabs thought there were 7 planets, sun and moon, and 5 others. And each planet represented a deity. So they ran around the shrine 7 times in honor for each god and goddess. That's why they did it 7 times. So that's also paganism, because the Muslims now have adopted that pagan practice. They run around the Kaaba 7 times. They run between the 2 hills, Safa and Marwa, 7 times. They throw 7 stones at what? But you ask them why, they'll say, well, Ishmael and Abraham were the ones who instituted these rites of pilgrimage. There is absolutely no shred of pre-Islamic, textual, historical, archaeological evidence, none, that Abraham Ishmael ever went to Arabia and built a shrine there. But the evidence is clear. The pagans did do these things for the 7 planetary deities. You don't get more pagan than that, especially kissing the black stone.
Now, do we have any Muslims that want to call in? So this is not Christian time. It's not Protestant time. Zeke. Thank you for that, Sam. Actually, I didn't know a lot of that.
Yeah, I'll send you articles later on Skype.
Okay. What's up, Zeke? Unmute. Zeke, you want to talk? Unmute. Faithful, you want to come up?
Yeah. I just chimed in on this space real quick, and I'm no Muslim scholar, but Sam, you speak one word of truth and 99 bullshit.
Quran is bullshit, right? It's good.
No, buddy. Look. I don't care what little psyop you're trying to play on.
Okay, where's he wrong? What's your argument?
We worship the Creator. point blank period. The one who made us is who Muslims worship.
Really?
You want to call it BS and try to go around in circles and do this and say that. Muslims worship whoever made us. How simple is that argument?
Okay, well, let me answer you. You want to engage me? Jesus made you, so you worship Jesus.
We don't believe in Jesus as God, no.
So then that means my God is not your God.
Well, because you decided to believe that a human being is God.
No,
whereas the Quran, look, let me tell you, if the Quran never showed up, and said that Jesus is not God, then maybe we could fall under that and say, hey, based off the Bible, we can believe that Jesus is God. But even though the Bible never says that, actually.
It says that in every chapter of John. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I want to just, you want to preach, you can preach, but I want to engage you. Now you said, I believe a human is God, but according to your prophet, your God is a beardless, curly-haired youth who wears a red garment.
We don't, where did you find that in the Quran?
Oh, you want to just go with the Quran, so you don't follow Hadith?
Tell me in the Quran, the Quran is the text. The Quran is the word of text that the laws gave.
Do you follow Hadith or not?
Why can't you answer the question? Do you follow Quran alone or Hadith?
Give me Quran. I told you I'm not a scholar. I can't sit there and.
It doesn't matter whether you're a scholar or not. What do you follow?
I want you to tell me in the Quran, where does God tell you that He has this red robe on and curly hair and all this nonsense?
Can I now bury you in your argument? Because if you want to go with the Quran, how do you justify the Quran? How do you know the Quran was given through Muhammad? Where does the Quran show you that the entire 114 chapters were sent from Allah and only 114 chapters, and they're recited by Muhammad? Prove that from the Quran.
He tells us that in the Quran.
Where does the Quran tell you 114 chapters make up the Quran and they were transmitted through Muhammad?
The Quran tells us that Allah spoke to Prophet Muhammad and he did. And Prophet Muhammad.
Where does the Quran tell you specifically
that Prophet Muhammad never spoke or acted on his own will?
How many times is the name of Muhammad mentioned in the Quran?
Not that many times, actually.
Okay, so 4 times. Apart from those 4 references, how do you know in all the other times where the name Muhammad does not appear,
you do realize that
is Muhammad?
You do realize that Prophet Muhammad was the one narrating this Quran, right? So
how do you know?
He's not going to speak.
What is the justification for that? How do you know that?
Have you guys even read the Quran?
Can you answer the question?
Have you ever read the Quran, or are you just talking?
Yes. Whenever I go to the toilet, I use the Quran, and if I run out of
Can you answer
the question?
Astaghfirullah. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Can you answer the question?
Listen to this. This is very simple.
So you can't answer it. So you can't answer it. You can't answer it.
Not that I can't answer.
You can't.
I know that you guys have your mindset on something.
No, you can't answer it. Right. So there's no answer. Exactly. He just wants to talk. Go ahead. The next one. We got another Muslim. What's up? Go ahead. Have you even read the Bible? Have you even read Bible? Have you even read Bible?
Exactly right, Jake. But don't worry. Whenever I'm bored, I go to the toilet and I read the Quran.
I'm mute. Go ahead.
Depends on which translation I might use it as toilet paper. But yeah, sorry, Muslims, sue me. I know you're upset.
Yeah, you're up. Go ahead. Weiss. Go ahead.
Yeah, guys, how are you?
Good. What's up?
Yes, Sam. I haven't seen anyone jahil more than you.
No, more than Muhammad, the stone-licking pagan.
If you listen to me, I'll let you know.
No, I don't listen to you because you call me. Jay doesn't know what you call me. Jahil means I'm ignorant. Jahil, like your prophet, wasn't he ignorant? He was an ummi, right?
Yeah, ummi doesn't mean jahil.
No, but it means he's ignorant.
Unlettered.
He's uneducated. So today we call people who are uneducated jahil, meaning ignorant. So I'm in the company. I'm like your prophet.
Today.
Can you get to the objection?
Today is the key word.
Why like this, man? Why don't you play for India? Okay, what's your objection?
I'm not from India, bro.
Okay, where are you from? I love your accent. Play for India. Okay, good.
I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, even better. But wasn't Pakistan part of India and you Muslims stole it? Like you stole most of the lands of the world?
Yeah, you want to talk about
Okay, do you have an argument?
Yeah, if you listen to the argument, like I will present it.
Okay,
He's not really,
go.
Yeah, He's doing ad hominem from the.
Okay, what's your argument?
He's an ad hominem, dude. He's an ad hominem against humanity. Get to the point.
Okay, if you just stop, just
Can
hold your
you
horses.
the argument not to attack me? You've been making ad hominem against me, ya jahil. Ibn Mutta.
Okay.
What's the argument?
If I could make a good ad hominem when I would quote your wife.
Yeah, we know you could. We know. Okay, what's your argument?
When she took 7 inches dick, yeah, and she preferred it.
That's a really good argument.
Am I like this? What Muhammad do? He ride the pony? 7-inch pony?
They took the stones from here.
Man, I like this. You like to ride the Ronnie pony, man. Why you like this, Jay? Why you do this to me, man?
They took the stones from here. Has anyone seen Temple of Doom?
Yeah. They're hurting my feelings. I'm about to lose sleep tonight.
Mo, what's up? They took Shivalinga.
Well, you like this, man. You're so nice. You're blandy. You're very don't do my laundry.
TG, what's up, man?
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. I'm very glad to be in your live today. It's some months, like few months, I'm listening to Sam's Shamoun's live.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm ex-Muslim, and praise God, now it's 6 years. I given baptized by the church.
Okay.
And because I have very hard experiences in Islam, because my father was Sunni and my mother was Shia, I have pretty much experiences in being lost in Islam and gone to the atheists and seek for truth, and after that finding Jesus. It's very sweet for me to share with you some other contradictions which you didn't mention, Mr. Sam.
Well, thank you for being upset.
As my teacher, I just like to notify some things.
Fight who?
Can I?
What was it?
Okay, come on. Go ahead.
Sorry for my bad English.
It's okay.
I'm just learning, but
by the way,
I would like to notify some other contradiction. Which
brother, one thing. Let me say something. Your English is better than Allah's Arabic, so you're okay.
Thank you very much. For the first, you told the guys before me, which Allah is not our God. Yes, as you told, yes, Allah is not our God, and I made a post about that, which in the Old Testament and New Testament, God reveals himself and names himself to Moses, Abraham, and other people who are asking their name as Yahweh. And as we know, God is not affected by time and knows everything.
From here.
So he was able to tell them, my name is Yahweh, but you shall call my name as Allah. So it's if our God was Allah, so he would tell this to other people in past in Old Testament. Yeah. My name is Yahweh, but you shall call my name as Allah or something else. But he specifically told them, my name is Yahweh, and you shall call my name forever and ever by this name. So this is a sign which.
Can I give you some pushback so you use better arguments? Because I know how they're going to respond.
I'm not arguing you. I'm agreeing.
You're not listening, brother. I know. I'm trying to help you. Your argument is not that good. I'm trying to help you. Trying to help you. You're young. I know you think these are good arguments, but because I've dealt with Muslims, I know how they're going to respond. So, the word Yahweh, that's in the Hebrew Old Testament, right?
Go ahead. I muted his. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's in the Hebrew Old Testament because I'm trying to let you know how they're going to respond, so you can be like a chess player, several moves in advance ahead of them. So the word Yahweh is in the Hebrew Old Testament, right?
I muted him. Go ahead.
You there?
Sam, you can go ahead. I muted that guy because he kept talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
apologize. I thought you said you unmuted him. So
No, I muted him so you could talk because he kept talking.
Okay, here's the point for everyone. Yes, we know that in the Old Testament, the name that God gave is what they call the Tetragrammaton. Some pronounce it Yahweh, Yahweh. The only problem is the sharp Muslim will tell you, well, in the New Testament, Greek New Testament, because this is brought up against me and other Christians, they'll say, when the Greek New Testament cites passages that have the divine name, they'll use the word Kyrios, Greek for Lord. Okay. Now, in the Orthodox Church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, the official Old Testament, and Jay knows this better than me, is the Septuagint, translation of the 70, the Greek translation of the Old Testament. Well, in the Greek translation of the Old Testament, you don't find a form of the divine name in the Greek. It's Kyrios, the word, well, like the Erasmus way, Kurios, Hatheos. All right, Kyrios, Lord, meaning that a sharp Muslim, if he's sharp, which you're rarely find sharp Muslims. Shabri Ali is sharp. I got to give him credit because he studies liberal critical scholarship. And so, well, in the New Testament, they use the word Lord in place of Yahweh. Kyrios in place of Yahweh. Well, in Arabic Quran, it uses Rabb, the Arabic word for Lord, in place of Yahweh. So this is how they're going to catch you. So I know people think it's a good argument. I'm not saying it's bad, but you're going to have to finesse it, fine-tune it to be prepared for that objection. You don't want to embarrass yourselves. You want to give the best arguments possible. So a Muslim will tell you, if you are okay with the Greek New Testament using the Greek word Lord as a synonym, substitute for Yahweh, Kyrios, meaning Lord, then that's what Allah does in the Quran. He uses Rabb, Lord, for Yahweh. Bad argument, but nonetheless, you got to be prepared for that. That's all I wanted to say to him.
Thank you. Let's see. Next up, do we have any more Muslims? I don't see many Muslim-looking.
All right.
Let me see here. Let's see this guy. Two Witness. What's up? Sounds like a Jehovah's Witness.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Jay.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So my name is Amir Samuel Bozum. I just wanted to make a few notes. First of all, one of your speakers talked about the fact that why we call Jesus as moon. If you read Genesis 1 verse 16, or if you read Matthew 4 verse 16, or Isaiah 9, I think verse 4, you can see that we are talking about our lovely locust lamp as the only light that rules over the darkness of the earth, or the abyss, or Apiron, or Bagua, or Malkut. And that's why in 54...
Okay, well, it sounds... I can't understand what you're saying, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess he's a Persian who's maybe a convert, but yeah, he said that we call Jesus moon. Does anyone call Jesus the moon?
I'm not sure what that means. Sly, what's up?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I just wanted to thank Sam for and helping Christians in general just push forward and give us the tools to combat, because I've had trouble in the past with Muslims trying to express my faith, and watching you and learning from you has really helped. So thank you, and sorry I'm not a Muslim too.
That's okay. I appreciate that.
Glory to God. My place. So, Jay, if you have no Muslims, brother, I'll let you continue. Maybe you want to discuss with Protestants, Catholics. I'll let you be.
I'm probably going to call it a night. I mean, I thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. We've been going for about 3 hours. So I appreciate that, Sam. Thank you.
Anytime, brother. I got your back when it comes to Islam. Set up that two for two, brother.
Yeah. All right. We're just waiting on who they want.
All right, brother. Lord bless and love you, brother.
Thank you. You too, man. Everybody, that's Sam Shamoun. You can follow him over on Shamounian channel on YouTube. I'll link his channel here in a little bit. Let's see. We got some super chats. I want to remind everybody that we have a show sponsor, which is chalk.com, CHOQ.com. Head over to chalk.com right now. Use the promo code J50 to get J44 Life. You get 44% off those great products over there at Chalk. Neo Gypsy, $3. Does the Orthodox understand baptismal regeneration to be immediate? Yes. Why do people struggle after baptism? Because we are battling the passions. Noah M. I bought Bitcoin in the recent dip. Do you think it'll dip again in the election? I have no idea. I think there's no way to predict what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Rigovich 638. I'm still blocked. I don't remember why or what are you talking about? Blocked on YouTube or Twitter? I'm not sure. Thank you, Jay, and all the Orthodox friends. I recommended that Sam Shamoun contact you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rigovich again, $5. Sam was asking for an Orthodox scholar to help them understand filioque, Orthodox Catholic issues. I'm always open to have that discussion. Also, Dr. Branson is really good. Playa, $20. Come on, Jay. We need at least one or two Yo Mama jokes in a debate. I'll have to sit and write some good Yo Mama jokes. Farella the second, $5. Thank you so much. Hut, $5. Here's a cup of coffee for a Sam collab. Thank you. Varela the second. There's a missing talk on your... Yeah, I removed that talk for various reasons. But thank you for that super chat. Cup of coffee, $20. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate your work. I found Orthodoxy through 3 or 4 years ago through you. Collab with Sam is great. Yeah, he's always welcome to hop on. He drops the knowledge bombs. You should team up in the future and make a great duo. Dad Shaw, $10. Would you be open to discussing and debating with Warren McGrew? He does idol killer. He's an open theist. He espouses a lot of EO doctrines. Well, I mean, it doesn't, like, you don't get to do like half of them. And open theism is a denial of divine omniscience. So he says that Christ could have sinned. Paul says that it was impossible for God to lie. Christ is a divine person. So no, it's not possible for Jesus to do evil. You would only think that if you didn't think that he was a divine person. If you thought that he was, if you were an Arian or a Nestorian, it was the only way you would think that Jesus could sin. Thank you guys for all of that. If you want to get my books, you can go to my website, jaysanalysis.com, and in the shop, you can find the text, signed copies in the shop. And yeah, fun, wild night. Didn't expect Sam to show up, but